Howdy everyone, and welcome back to Due Process League. This is Due Process League Season 5. The Upper League is being played today. This is an Upper League match in the playoffs between GB and Gnomes. I am Revenant, and I'm joined today by the wonderful Doodler.
Howdy everybody.
And we'll be taking a big, closer look on these teams here in a moment. For all the new players who've just checked out the game, this is a community-run league. It is the Due Process League. It is entirely run by volunteers. You're welcome to join. It's very easy to join. You can hop in with your friends. You can come on in and make a team with whoever you like. There's no expectation for how good you are at the game or how knowledgeable you are. It's a great place to learn the game as well. There's an upper league and there's a lower league. So right now, today, we're going to be watching an upper league. So, Doodler, why don't you show us a little bit about the teams and what your expectations are for the game that's coming up here?
Yeah, so obviously we're starting off the first day of playoffs here this weekend. And we've got basically 4 teams remaining, that being the teams we mentioned, Global Breakout and Gnomes, and then Kwakudama and Yakuza. These are our top 4 teams that are left in this season of Due Process League, Season 5. Global Breakout and Gnomes sitting at 17, 16 points. Those are, Global Breakout has consistently been one of, if not the best, team in the league. And Gnomes, they've been scrimming Global Breakout a lot lately, putting in a lot of game time with that team in particular. And I've heard from, some members of that team, shout out Station. Station's been particularly hyped up about playing Station. This match. Yeah, love Station. And, they've been excited. They just, want to play their game, don't want to get in their own heads, and just want to show these guys, hey, we can step up to the plate here. And take you guys down. So winner of this match goes straight to the grand finals. And I believe the secondary game that is going on Due Process League Bravo is the match between Yakuza and Kwakudama, right. And the winner of that match joins the winner of this. Correct. Yeah, so we got a lot of games today leading into the grand finals, but I'm excited for these because we got to get through these first before we get there. So,
yeah. That'll be a lot of fun. I'm looking at Gnomes' history throughout this season, and honestly, they've been putting up a very good showing. I mean, that's obviously how they got to where they are now, but I'm impressed they even pulled off, I believe, a tie against GB. Is that right?
I believe so. Yeah, no, I mean, with the game time that they've gotten with them, it's just been getting so much more experience with them as a team. And, that's what I believe Global Breakout is really good at, is just playing so much with these teams that they're so comfortable playing against them because, we can call X or Y, you're going to do this or that. Just with playtime, it just becomes so much easier. And I think Gnomes has been kind of accumulating that same kind of experience with Global Breakout. Going into this first playoff match, I think is going to be crucial for them to just feel comfortable and not feel like they're on the back foot going into these games. But looks like we are in the server here. Before we get this started, what is your winning prediction, Rev? Do you think this is an upset or Global Breakout continuing their reign?
This is not the same Global Breakout that the season started with. As far as I'm aware, it's pretty significantly different in that you've got some returning players. You've got Billboard coming back to make his debut once again, I guess. Not his debut, pardon me, but he's making a comeback here of sorts. Same with Domsey as well. So I don't know if that's going to impact the cohesiveness of the team. Of course, Ikazo, Sachi, and Pleb have been playing together forever now, so there's still that element. Likewise, right. we don't see Six-Sided playing today on Gnome's side, so this game could go either way, but my bets are that GB still takes this one. I don't think that Gnomes will be able to match their cohesion just because they have that strong Ikazo, Plebdo, Sachi sort of trifecta. And when you have something like that and they've played together for so long, you have a really strong connection with those people, then a lot of it comes really easy. And I think Index still has to work that out in his team a little more, but who knows? I could be wrong. I hope I am wrong. We're going to see what happens. This is Operation Standing Laser. This is the first map we're looking at. Like you said, it is a factory map. And what that's going to mean for the new players especially is that this map has power on it. It's got a breaker. You turn the breaker off. That's over at Dock down here. And then what you're going to get is the fan is going to open up, and that's going to have capacity for the attackers to create a pincer and whatnot. Right away, Ikazo with a brilliant pick.
Oh, Ikazo.
Yeah, he opened up the shutters actually down at the dock and picked off Merchant, who was going for that initial Pipeworks peak. Merchant was intending to sit on top of the Pipeworks at fan.
Looks like they were waiting for their green team here with 4 players. Well, looks like it was planned as 3, but they seem to have rotated back over. They're probably going to shoot out that fan coming out of that blue door server farm, but they seem a little bit stuck here. Sleeve goes down through the window. Plebdo able to back off through that little divider there in server farm, and Gnome's already on the back foot on this attacking round here.
And he's got a lot of HP still, Plebdo. They need to flash him out properly, but that flash is not going to connect. Even this pinch here, he's gotten correctly underneath the stairs. Station needs to find him. He does find him.
Good refrag from Station, though. Plebdo fighting his time under the stairs, but just couldn't survive there, and they got server farm control. Index taken down by Domzy, and 2v4 in this first round. Got to make something happen quickly.
Right there. That was a brilliant play by Domzy and Billboard. What they did is Domzy would have first contact onto the server farm through Toxic, and then Billboard knows that Domzy has a Gruber. So the moment Domzy shoots his Gruber, Billboard identifies that, and he can shoot his KR through the tarp, and once again the same crossfire is made to follow up the next couple of kills. Beautifully done by Domzy there, and Billboard with the follow-up on those different targets. Yeah, that was brilliantly done.
That opening pick with Akazo opening up that dock door and getting Merchant, I think that we were talking about Gnomes being comfortable going into this game. I think they just took that away. That first opening pick, getting hit by that mop right away. I think that just from my experience, at least playing in these kind of games, if that kind of thing happens to me, I'm gonna be a little bit off kilter.
If I'm Merchant there, If I'm Merchant, I might be thinking like, oh man, they're pulling out everything, right? They're not pulling any punches. Like I got to be more aware of all that stuff. But I don't think that Index is losing his cool yet. I don't think Gnomes as a team is necessarily hurt by that. They chose to go green door first round. That meant that they're saving a clacker or a charge for a later round. So they have that utility for another round. What's weird there is they chose to go green on Factory, where I think notoriously Plebdo has always walked away with at least a pick and some damage, generally 2 picks on a Factory green entrance. He plays that so well. So now that we're going onto a Dome, I'm kind of confused because usually you'd want to go green on Dome, but they've chosen to, Inex and his team have chosen to bring a charge on the Dome, not knowing what the setup would look like, not knowing what the map would look like ahead of time. Now that's going to work out here really well because they can opt for this great a beach push where they use their door charge on the green door into castle. And what that'll do is it'll blow up the barbed wire and sort of disallow any defenders from being able to sprint over and re-barb it. You saw Domzy last round actually carry a barbed wire because he was using it as a reactive barb depending on where the attackers would choose to enter from. But in this situation, they now have extra barbs because they were able to save that barbed wire. So using a door charge on a green door actually denies them a little bit of that flexibility because it means you can enter those rooms faster. So their win condition here is going to absolutely be placement of smoke grenades and using that utility correctly to stop the defending team, to stop GB from getting back into castle and reclaiming it. They need to take castle really fast here. The main angles to watch out for on this map are definitely going to be in the grass on the south side, watching straight through that castle. And the other angle I think is going to be behind the castle well, looking down towards where Plebdo is currently inside of base. There's a nice little head glitch there, and you can see Plebdo actually placing a barb in that spot that I just described because that is going to be a mid-round to late-round angle that they want to play.
That's right, and you can see Sachi and Plebdo both rocking those KRs and being able to push them out, maybe group them up into castle and get that door charge down. If not getting kills with the charge itself, just being able to flash in and deny that castle control from the defenders is going to be huge going into this round. But smoke grenade out on the beach, grouped up, team's ready. Flash is going to be out soon here onto Plebdo, and it's just up to whether or not they check this Molly out.
Beautiful Molly,
though, and that, that's where they all grouped up, and they got to kind of reconvene a little bit, figure out their course of attack here. Plebdo.
Sachi making calls through that glass, by the way. Like he can see everything that's going on on the beach right now, so he's calling for Plebdo.
No one's checked Plebdo yet, though. When he gets one, he gets sleep. He gets Station 2.
No context. Where's
I haven't seen a flash come out on him yet. And Plebdo 3. Oh dear.
Disaster. Absolute disaster.
Lord.
Plebdo always plays in base. He has never not played in base. That's hyperbole, by the way. I'm sure he has. But every time I think of Plebdo on Dome, I think he's somewhere in base, identify where he is. What they need to do there is spend one flash, just one flash, on the top of castle, suppress the guy up top on the battlements, and then send 4 people in, APs and Black Stars, and just survey the base. Clear it, look for him. Use your flashes early to take ground. If you're saving your flashes for later and later and later in the round, you're not going to win, especially against GB, who always plays aggressive. They always hold close. They always have a couple guys there. It's okay if you have to take the last couple fights in a round without flashbangs, but you need to spend that utility early. And I think every team knows that, but when they get into a game, they get into a match, and they realize, hey, what happens if we get later in this round? What happens if we get stuck in castle? We need flashes to get out of there. And it's true, it can suck sometimes you don't have that utility, but it needs to get spent early to just get a foot in the door. And we don't see that foot getting in that door in this round.
Yeah.
So hopefully we see a change here, because of course now that they've saved 2 charges, they now have a door charge and a wall charge for a C-store, which is generally going to be a guaranteed win. So if Gnomes can't take this round, that's crippling. That's going to set the tone for the rest of the set, I think. They have to be able to take this round.
No, absolutely. And it looks like they are setting up, using both of those charges. Wall charge in the middle storefront, door charge setting up for freezer. Looks like Flash is called for that whole freezer. Looking to maybe gain a little bit early freezer control. Gives them the ability to have line on sight through into teller door, onto fridges a little bit, and be able to watch, hopefully, for that rotate through the arcade into top fridges, which is a pretty solid rotate from the defender's side here, just to allow them to kind of react to where the play comes from and you know, regain map control if need be. But just looking at, you know, the danger pings, the flashes, as long as they're able to execute this properly, it's like you said, I think this is a done deal for Gnomes. As long as they're able to execute that is kind of the big if here.
The key here, right, is freezer, right? If you look at freezer, most of the time your red doors on a C-store are like average in impact on a round, but every once in a while, especially in the current way that the maps are being generated, you'll get these really big freezers, where if you can get inside, if you can just get inside the freezer with a couple flashbangs, you usually have a ton of these ice bag cover positions, and those clusters allow you to take so much control of storefront. And on this map, it's even more impactful, because if you look at where Tellers is positioned, it has no exit. This is a Tellers with no exit except for its main door. So if Sachi is playing in here with 2 Molotovs, you can have him locked down by one guy pretty much in freezer holding him. So let's see if they manage to keep Sachi controlled and then manage to just cut the map in half.
That's right, yeah. No, but we see again, Plebdo playing super close to the breach here. They're going to have to,
These shutters are open.
Oh, the Molotov, a little bit maybe early, but yeah, open shutters. And Gnomes
dying right now. Where?
Oh, jeez.
Why aren't they clearing it?
Well, they're in freezer at the very least. Shots going down from both directions. Index does take Plebdo, and that's a huge opening pick for them on the Gnomes side here. Maybe going to make the rest of their attack a little bit easier, but shutters are closed again. Wall charge does go down finally. Breach is up. And Akazo, a huge pick. Station refrag though. Quick 4v3 for Gnomes. Yep,
Akazo reloading right now, but the Molly's out to buy him time. What Sleep and Station need to do is pinch Sachi before Billboard gets to this rotate out. And he's loading right now into arcade. Oh, but a brilliant shot by Akazo.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Sachi taking that swing. Damage out, but no kill.
Nice. That's huge.
Swings with Sleep, and he gets the refrag, though. 2v1.
They just need to reset.
Man advantage, yeah. They just need to reset, buy their time, play for bomb, or Billboard, rather.
Go and push here. What are you doing, Shenhua? Why are you fighting that? Oh, he wins it, though. Brilliantly done. Nice 3K from him that round. There's no reason to take that fight there, though, in that situation. What you want to do there is just get cover. You've got right next to him. Look at him. He's got half cover right here. Just sit behind the half cover, and you got Sleep sitting on defuse. If Sleep hears the door behind him, they know it's bathroom. If they don't hear anything, they can assume it's arcade. I think they already heard him walking through arcade at some point, so it was pretty well done. But like I said, like they had to win that round. If you're going to use a double charge, generally you need to win that round, and especially if it's a wall charge plus door charge on a C-store, that's the ultimate dream, right? That's the combo. And what we're seeing a lot of teams do, and I think GB is going to probably mirror that, I would guess, in some capacity, because what a lot of teams are doing is they're just not taking charges on Dome. So I think GB is going to mirror it in a sense where I think they're going to take no charges Dome, although that door charge on Castle is really good, and then they might bring a charge for Factory instead. But I think that they might opt for a green on Factory as well, because it is doable. I just don't think that that Gnomes had the correct placement of utility to clear up Plebdo initially. I could see them blowing Toxic maybe, but it's pretty rough. So maybe they'll forfeit to the green here. I don't know, Doodler. What do you think? Do they go green or do they go Toxic? I don't think they go.
That's right. But I don't know, and I've kind of stopped trying to predict, and I know that in a lot of situations you can kind of be able to feel out what GB may end up doing, but it looks like they're actually playing for. I mean, Sachi's drawing a line for the fan here. I don't know if we're gonna maybe see like green pressure and then wall charge.
No, I don't think so.
There in Pipeworks, or
I think they initially tried to figure out if there was a line of sight, but someone pointed out probably that there's a giant blocker on the dock right here that's going to stop that line of sight. And I'm sure if you go into Flycam, you're going to see it's not going to work. In fact, I'm doing that now. Yeah, you can't really find that line of sight unless you go out into the dock. And once you get on dock, I mean, you're pretty much dead from office. You need some sort of secondary push for that to work.
Right. No, of course.
We do see the charging clacker on the fan though.
Yeah, so I'm actually not entirely sure how this is going to pan out, if it's just going to be a full 5-man through that Pipeworks fan, or how this is going to end up playing out. But we're going to have to see if Gnomes can pull out a defense around here to get them one up early and tie up this game, because those 2 early rounds from Global Breakout definitely didn't fully keep them from taking that 3rd round, but GB obviously with a leg up right now. So this round's going to be pretty key for Gnomes to hold off this push and give them another in this split. But
so what we're looking at here is Shinwa is playing on the dock with his mop. Merchant and Index are going to attempt to hold green, I think, with sleep as well. That leaves Station sort of alone on this west end of the map, and I think that's going to be their weak side throughout the
Shinwa ready for this mop early peek though on docks. He's got his sight there. Looks like they're going to end up peeking here in a second. Plebdo and Akazo waiting. Yep, Akazo's going to take that peek first. Dock door goes back down. Nothing comes of it. But I don't know if they saw the attackers on GB.
They have opted for this double charge. The wall charge is down on dock, and it's going to get open right away. That's going to leave Merchant right in the open. Merchant can't move now. Oh, he does find a way to weasel out of green. And they leave green completely. I think the call is made to leave Merchant in green just to hold that down, and the rest of them can play office. They have no idea there's going to be a blow on Pipeworks either. Shinwa is completely pinched.
No! Yeah, Billboard takes him out, and Sleep and Merchant are a little bit cut off here. Index left in office. Station just left to fend for that dock breach by himself here. Just gonna have to rely on the crossfires from his teammates, but Merchant, Billboard exchanging shots. No one's dead yet, but Merchant is so low. Index.
Nice pick from Index. Oh, and a lot of damage dealt to Saber as well. If Station can play this properly, I think he can get a big pick here.
Oh, nobody goes down.
To reload.
Okay.
Index now has to fight Plebdo pushing into office in a moment here. This is all going to go down to Sleep, and Index can kill Plebdo early. No! Sleep walks right out in the open. Domsy cleans it up.
Yep, Index left by himself. Not really sure what he can do here. Takes out Plebdo, though. He took the swing.
Oh! Right in the open. What can you do at
no
that
dice.
point?
Yeah. No, by yourself. No utility left.
Here's the thing,
1v4.
Here's the thing, right? This game is not about singular rounds, right? You want to win rounds, sure, but you're always thinking about things in the context of utility in a set. That was door charge, and that was wall charge. They do have their clacker, but all they have is one door charge left. So for the new players, sometimes you might think, oh crap, we lost that first round, they blew everything up and they murdered us. Remember, that means they're basically telling you ahead of time what their plan is for the next 2 maps. Because that means they cannot wall charge any interior walls going forward, and they also can't open the shutters unless they get into tellers. We know that tellers on C-Store has no extra rotate into the room, so you can basically consider that tellers and that C-Store hold to be completely changed, right? We know how it's going to be held. They're probably going to go freezer or something else, but probably freezer. And that means you can think about that accordingly, right? So you can actually plan ahead of time a little bit with your weapons, with your utility, and know ahead of time what they're going to do. Likewise with Dome, I think they're going to spend the charge on the C-Store and go just a full green on Dome and try and take Castle. We could see them opt for like a pit take as well. There it is, Plebdo drawing pit for power. I agree with him here. And I think if Gnomes can figure out that pit for power is very viable on a green take, what they should probably do is set up their barbed wires so that they can play inside these little cubbies that I'm circling right here. Or if you can play 2 people in these cubbies and then one in the back of jungle and hard hold the pit, then what you'll have is a great crossfire on there. Plus, if you have the other 2 guys in castle and you really spend your resources holding green here, then you'll be able to fight 5 versus 5. And you won't have anyone just sitting back with like a molly and their pants down at jungle where they're useless. So hopefully Gnomes can call 5 people, hold the beach push, hold the pit, and hold castle, and they should be fine.
That's right, yeah. And for that last round, we saw here on this tile, it just came down to not enough utility coming out from the beach, and that was their detriment there. I think it's not something we're really going to have to worry about for this attacking round, and it's going to end up just, the fights are going to be hopefully a little bit further down the map, but that castle hold's going to be key, using that window to, the window on the outside of beach, rather, to play through that castle ramp and call out the teammates like you mentioned that first time we saw this tile. Hopefully if they're able to just play off that info, take their fights well, play off of angles and pit, and play off their barbs there, I think we should hopefully see Gnomes take this one out. But again, just the Saber back there, we have seen a recent, long-range nerf, I'd say, through this game, especially with the Saber, and we're gonna have to. Akazo, snipers haven't seemed to be a problem for him post nerf, so I wouldn't put too much stake on that, but I think it's gonna rely a lot more on the flashes coming out deep into base and getting as much map control as they can in the early round to allow them to push people out and take the fights that they want to on the GB side. I think that's what's going to be key for them here.
Already I'm deeply disturbed by this hold because you have Sleep kind of wandering around base, not really sure where to play. You don't have anyone playing the pit to play off of that barbed wire or to make a cross. You have Station inside of Castle battlements, but why is Shinhwa and Merchant playing far back of Castle? If they give up pit here, that's it. With lights off, Merchant and Shinhwa are going to be toast from upper jungle. And it's impossible to make a rotate now. There are no stairways. They're locked in.
Yeah, no, this is so different already. I mean, Plebdo already out in top base at the pit green door. Really not much contesting happening from the castle. I mean, not much that they can do. Index putting some shots with green door.
Plebdo already 1 HP and taken down, actually.
Or Sleep, rather. Takes out Plebdo, and that's an early pick. That is huge for them here. Nade goes out in the barb for castle. Molly's out on that pit door, and it's got to buy their time here, but Flash into castle. Well. They're blind.
Walks right back into the battlements.
Jeez, Flash
goes
out
makes a beautiful jump. Look at that jump he just made across pit. That's exactly where he needs to be. No, not quite. A little bit to the left, Sleep. A little bit.
Well, 3v4. Merchant and Cation sitting so far back now, and they do have long-range guns, and hopefully they can play some crossfires here, but 2 flashes and a smoke left on GB, and I think this last push for them is just going to be a piece of cake. It's just going to come up to the crossfires.
Index needs to get high ground. He needs to take battlements. It's too late. They're already up top with so many flashes left to spend.
Yep, and Domzy just kind of creeping, waiting to hopefully deny a rotate through the castle, and it doesn't really matter though. Index, last one. Does take Domzy though. Index versus 3. Sachi and Billboard taking shots down. All it's just up to Akazo to just take this, but it goes down too. Index may have time to swing 2 more, but Sachi takes him out from underneath the bridge, and 4-1 global breakout.
Yeah, that was a great try by Index at the end there, especially, and a really good opener from Sleep. But like I said, where's the hold? I literally said that with their pants down at the red door at jungle, and we saw 2 guys, no utility in hands, no way back up. Start on the high ground and then react. Why would you play on jungle when you can just play on jungle ruins and jump down when you need that to happen? I don't understand. You always want to start high ground on maps like this where there is no rotation. You're locked in, and you want to start on high ground every single time, especially when they have Ingmar and Legros. They were thinking they'll sit back there, they'll create sort of a firing line, and they'll just shoot straight into castle into that barbed wire. But why would GB let you do that? They're not going to let you do that.
Yeah, no kidding.
That was very strange to me.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's just seemed like Global Breakout has been setting the pace for this whole game, and while there might be fundamental parts about Gnomes takes and holds, it just feels like Global Breakout is just kind of taking advantage of all their missteps on the Gnome side and just taking all these rounds just for themselves. So hopefully we're able to see a little bit of a recovery from Gnomes, but as the momentum stands right now, it looks very much in Global Breakout's favor, setting up for, looks like a door charge into that freezer, similar to how we saw from.
It's as good if not better than a storefront blow, right? The only downside here is that it is obvious and therefore can be set up for, right? So what we expect to see is probably the teller's door being left open and someone playing behind the bulletproof and creating a nice little line of fire through tellers, through storefront into the back of freezer. You might see also some people playing with some barbed wires or something set up on the top side of freezer so they have to come into the more open end. And theoretically, although this is easily countered, is you could have someone playing right next to the shutters with like a shotgun or something, kind of hiding down here. That can be easily countered, of course, but you might see something like that this round. Because all the shelves in storefront are horizontal, there are no vertical shelves. There's nowhere to hide behind. All of these are facing the storefront. So really, this is in favor of the attackers going into the freezer. That's part of the reason freezer is so strong here. What we see is an auto shotgun puck being placed down right at freezer door. Because he's behind the ice bags, he will not die to that. Unless his toe is sticking out and it takes all the damage from the blow. I mean, it's possible.
Right. That could be some fun. Definitely, though, the onus is on Gnomes to play around the fact that they know they're not going to see a storefront breach
That's
and
right.
play these angles through the fridges just to be able to deny that freezer.
But
And it looks like they're all
Shinwa,
playing a little too close, maybe.
well, yeah, I was gonna say that. Like Shinwa's the only one with a ranged weapon here. I mean, everyone else has kind of got a brace weapon or a shotgun of some kind. So,
Hmm.
Shinwa playing up here could be rough if it gets flashed.
Kazo.
Okay, great.
The auto shotgun's left there, still in the freezer position, but Shinwa and Index, they are done quick, and they don't check Merchant. But Merchant gets 1 and 2. Kazo takes some shots, but he can't get them. Backs off a little bit and just
That was beautiful.
hoping and praying his green team can make something happen, but
It's completely
Sleep.
equalized.
Oh no.
Oh no! But Sleep trying to flank with the new tub, I believe. Not how
Yeah.
the tub works anymore. That is not the kind of gun you want to use. They know what he has here, and they hear him.
Merchant's got to get 4
Basically
here on
have
the
to
round
run
to
out on
secure this.
Ikazo here.
He
Yeah.
runs out, but I mean, good effort, I suppose,
my
for Merchant at the
goodness.
end there, but oh man, it looked so good in the mid part of that round until Billboard just running through Gnomes with that shotgun, and that's just over.
Yeah, Index and Shinwa, I'm sorry to say, but kind of through that round, not trusting that the whole purpose of that hold was that Merchant would grab a couple picks there. Why we didn't see them playing behind fridges and playing an oblique angle, and why they played into the Saber is totally beyond me. Whether or not the Legros is better now, or a stationary Ingmar is still, extremely powerful and can get those 2 taps, doesn't change the fact at all that a Saber is still going to 1-tap you. So I
Yeah,
don't
it
know
was
why they didn't play in the storefront or at the fridges.
yeah, it was a bizarre choice of angles there, and that's that's gonna cause EK just to have free kills on a platter there set up for him when he peeks that with the Saber.
That's right.
I mean, looking at stats here, good lord. Plebdo, 1,068 damage already, 5 kills. Kazo, 8 and 1. And Index, I mean, on the Gnome side, in his credit, he's got 5 kills, but that's the most they have. It's just, kills are not coming out for Gnomes. Plebdo just doing a ridiculous amount of damage, just holding W throughout the whole map. Getting Gnomes softened up for his teammates and getting a few kills himself, but it's just,
Yeah.
it's not looking too good.
But we see a lot of those good elements coming through, right? We see Merchant using the auto in the right way. I think it just has to be better trust and better communication, right? Same sort of thing. In the same way that I see Index and Shinwa playing in the middle of storefront as opposed to playing for the freezer angles better. I see the same thing happening on jungle where they're playing in the grass instead of high ground for pit, right? Like you have Sleep in a good position, or you have Merchant in a good position. We don't see anyone playing off of those positions, right? The key of defense in this game is making efficient crossfires. And really all you have to do is find a buddy. That's all it comes down to, right? I think about it in triangles, right? If you can draw a triangle between each group of 3 players, then you have a really good setup. You are drawing, that's one kind of triangle, I suppose.
No, that's right though. Yeah.
Let's analyze this next round depending on where they spawn here and where they go and set up, right? So Station is obviously going for the bathroom auto hold, which I think is generally pretty good. His barbed wire is placed really far away, but that could work theoretically. He's going to be playing in the bathroom with an auto. Attacker weapons cannot penetrate through very thick surfaces unless they're using the Saber. So he's going to be able to sit in there without any threat of wall bang unless they shoot through the door. They're putting Merchant inside a vault with a bunch of Molotovs, which is, of course, the best strategy on vault, of course.
Oh, yeah.
We see Index playing lone. So let's create these triangles, right? Who is Index playing with? No one. So he fails the triangle check, right? Who's Station playing with? Sleep. So they get a connection here, right?
That's right. Yeah, Breach goes out.
Oh, can he actually leave?
Looks like he does. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we have one player absent in the vault, and that leaves Shinwa alone. So we have basically 2 solo players and then 1 crossfire. So not ideal, right? We really should see Index, Shinwa, Sleep, and Station playing a much stronger hold together. But this can work out if Index rotates to Shinwa, which I think he's doing now.
Right. He's going to take some early shots from Ikazo, and he's probably just going to trade some shots out, get out into that lobby. Sleep is going to maybe end up having to take this fight from 2 angles at once if they're able to get up in that top hall. Station may end up coming huge with that auto shotgun, but I don't really think they're going to extend too far up that way.
Plebdo showing some aggression right here. Well, they're ready to
Billboard. Deep flash
to
Sleep. Oh no. Sleep is still alive though. Nope, gets traded out. Billboard.
Plebdo with a very strange solo push into 2 players there. Like I said, Crossfire's coming in clutch. That's huge. Ikazo and Plebo totally floating, and Station getting the pick on Sachi.
And he gets Sachi. Okay, they didn't even get the button either.
If Station plays this properly against Billboard, it doesn't matter if they open Vault. With a minute left and Merchant in the back of Vault, this is totally won by Gnomes so far if they can play their cards right here.
And it looks like, I don't know, it seems like Merchant, I can't tell if he has any more Molotovs tucked under him right now from the map view, but he's got 2 mollies in hand. That's a good amount of time you can just stall, and Station does go down, but again, that Vault play, if they're able to just play crossfires and early damage,
they have already won.
And the round's already over, yeah.
They've already won. Look at the clock, guys. Even with 20 seconds in the last patch that they added to this tile set, we're still going to see here is Index definitely come up with a pick. There it is. He'll get traded.
Himself does trade it out, but...
And now the first Molly's out.
Molly's out.
Yeah, that's it. Molly's going to block off that barb, and then Domsy has to rush this here, and Merchant's going to throw another. There it is. Domsy backs up. 10 seconds on the clock.
Domsy, sorry, bro. That's over.
All he can do now is look for items. Merchant realistically should be trying to kill in here just to remove any potential of clacker or flashbang or frag or whatever was there, but I think that's fine.
Doesn't end up with anything.
Yeah, he gets a KR, which is a good gun, but that's it.
Yeah,
great job
recovery from Gnomes there.
Yeah, Index, I didn't think that, I thought that if he was playing there in the open and they managed to rush that first molly, then he would be toast and they would kind of like, Gnomes would just fold, right? But what happened there instead was he actually had a really clever strategy to crouch and then sneak away and then go back into security. So kudos to him. But yeah, I was a little nervous there that if someone was ready for that Molotov, they could have rushed him. And if Index died there, I think that round would be a lot different. Because, of course, it was Index and Shinwa that created that beautiful crossfire on security that killed Plebdo and Ikazo both, which was, I think, the highlight of that round for sure.
Right. And I think my main concern throughout most of that round was that we were going to see kind of what we've seen from Gnomes Hold this whole game, which is where they have theoretical crossfires set up late into the map, but it just never ends up being impactful enough to really stop a push after, their external teammates have already taken damage, already gone down, but the way they played that with those crossfires and playing off the Vault, that was great. Station with the auto swing is huge for them there, taking out Sachi before he could, get that Vault open with a little more time than they ended up with, but
that was crucial.
Operation Talon Claw.
So Talon Claw, right? I see, okay, this is another situation where I'm speaking to the new players here especially, but some people don't understand this, right? You see a breezeway, you see a fence. You know, if you've played with the wall charge puck at all, that you can wall charge the fences, which often is great. You look at this map and you go, we can wall charge here and then we're on bomb and we win. No, the answer to that is no on Operation Talon Claw, because if you look at lockers, it's just the same thing but better, right? What you never want to be in, the situation you never want to be in as an attacker in due process is where you're standing in the open and you have a crossfire on both sides. That's what I call a 180 cross, where you're pincered from both sides. You're forced to do a 180 in order to fight 2 different people. You never want to be in that situation, right? So how do you eliminate that on Operation Talon Claw? You don't wall charge here. What you do is you door charge the lockers. That gives you maybe the penalty of having to deal with Brick House, but realistically you can sprint into lockers, then you can jump into the breezeway, split out here, and now you're fighting the hallway, and you can have a guy outside the building watching the Brick House flank. And it's suddenly so much easier. So really, you just want to consolidate angles and limit things so that you have one guy on flank watch who's just there in a good position to get those picks, and the rest of the guys are pushing into bomb site. Interestingly, we aren't seeing someone playing in the bottom of hallway. I think that's correct, because they could throw a frag grenade to clear that guy, playing in that little cubby next to bomb.
Right, and I suspect we're going to see Billboard kind of rotate over to that north side to support his team in lockers and maybe... No. You don't think so?
He's got a smoke grenade. I think he's throwing a smoke on top of Index for an exterior smoke. He's going to smoke off Index when they go in.
Let's see, shots go out. None of that lockers breach. Nothing really connecting on either side here yet. Flash
out,
do go. Yep. Plebdo and Domsy in the building. Sachi just holding on that long angle through the green door. It does take a Merchant. I'm not sure, but they already have breezeway control here. Kazo helping them out with the saber here. Index kind of fighting for his life over there. He's playing with cover, and the door is still closed, but he's going to change that.
Sleep has this barbed wire in his hand and a molly. He might be trying to clear the push once Domsy kicks here. Domsy's going to get the frag grenade down to destroy the barbed wire. And then immediately after that, I think Sleep is going to molly and then maybe try and get a barbed wire in, but with Ikazo watching, I can't imagine that would work.
Yeah, no.
There's the molly.
Shinwa taking some more kind of dead shots to the green.
One flash. Oh, Domsy's in.
He's already in. Oh, wow, and he can get the corner range from the bomb, and they just have to hold this angle from GB. They just have to hold. Sleep does get through, though. He gets him.
That's huge. Index gets 2. No, he killed Station. Oh, no.
All right, well, Index, you got 3 to get here. He's playing in that deep corner.
That's it.
Yeah, and he's done.
Damn.
Oh,
Where
man.
was the hallway set up? There wasn't really much going on there in the way of Molotovs on a map that you can only really realistically win with properly positioned Molotovs. And I think Sleep's Molotov was okay, but really we just saw the perfect example there where Domsey cuts right through the bottom of that Molotov, takes the damage, uses the fact that attackers have 150 health points, and just says, okay, I'll take some damage, but I can immediately pressure bomb, right? This is Omni Bomb. You can defuse from any side. Your Molotovs have to be on point. They always have to be on the other end of the bomb that you're not watching with your gun. That's the key, right? Molotovs deal indirect damage. No other tool in the defender arsenal can do that. They don't have grenade launchers, right? Your Molotov is your only tool for indirect damage. So you have to be able to land those on the other end of Omni Bomb in order to clear positions like that. I don't think they expected anyone to do that. And, I understand that Gnomes didn't want to spend a guy sitting in the bottom cubby, but maybe they needed it. That map is really hard to win. But I think if they played their Brickhouse a little better as well, those wall banks could have been more impactful and they could have put some more damage on the people in the breezeway. But it's a really tough map to win if they blow that Brickhouse, or pardon me, that lockers.
Yeah, no kidding. And I mean, we saw from the start of that breach, or not the breach, but the start of that round from the attacking side, just putting so much pressure into that top hull to where they kind of are stuck in a position where they have to get that Molotov out from deep, and they don't really have the room to contest Domsey with an angle when he just runs in. He can just run in for free, doesn't have to really worry about a whole lot, and obviously he got run on, but at the end of the day, I mean, they just have too much going on, not enough defense set up, and they take that out. But 6-2, Gnomes kind of backs against the wall here. Another defense round. Voracious Viking.
What we generally see when it's match point from GB is they get a little bit crazy with their gear and they start to do some wild stuff. But of course, because it is the last round here anyway, they're just going to use whatever they have. But I'm just looking at their truck and they do have a KR in play. Really, they have a very vanilla setup right now. They've got some black cars, a few APs. They've got night vision and a wall charge. So wherever they use this wall charge is going to be what defines this round creatively, right? How they plan to carve their way through this map. That's the decision that's going to be made here. So the decision could be, do you blow a dock red? Do you blow dock number 5? Do you wall charge out where Sachi's placing it? Do you wall charge out onto the north side of Pipeworks? Do you just use it on office and bait them into thinking you'll do a wall charge and instead you just blow office and go green? Many options here. The wall charge that Sachi's actually placing here is one that a good friend of mine, Kicho, loves on this map when he's played it in casuals. He's done this a few times. And it is a really funny one, because what you'll usually catch is someone in Toxic with their pants down, like playing for power. And they'll be sitting back here holding the green, and suddenly you just pop them from the wall charge. So if they can efficiently set up for that initial pick, if anyone actually plays inside Toxic, then I think this is a great hold. But it looks like to me that Gnomes is opting for an entire east side hold. They're expecting for them not to blow dock, not to blow office, and they're just going to hold this east side of the map, which is actually great because that's a hard call right here.
I think that'll definitely play in their favor here, just getting the crossfires set up for that eventual take, but...
Sleep it keeps nudging over right in front of that wall charge, so if he gets really unlucky this round, he might get blown up. There he is again, right in front of that
Stops right there, opens up the map.
Yeah.
No, he's just playing a deep angle, and that might actually...
Okay, I'm going to call it. We're going to see Sleep getting blown up here.
Oh, no.
In 3, 2,
Yep, goes
1.
down.
Oh, here's it! Beautiful Sleep! Brilliant! Get him ollie down, get him ollie down. There it is.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to get a barb out onto that walkway
that's fine
here.
Too. Yeah, that's good enough.
He gets out. Does take a little damage. He's at half health-ish, but he does get out. 5 bodies still left for Gnome.
They have to push all of these barbs.
Oh, and it looks like they've just got crossfires on crosses. They just got a firing line here at that dock set up for this take, and they have to go through one of these barbs.
No. Merchant's flare was terrible. It went right into the barbed wire, so Pleather just picks it up and throws it out the window.
Oh, jeez.
What you want to do as an attacker
Sleep's recovering it, though. Yeah. Yep.
Sleep with a good flare there.
Lots of bullets. Merchant does eventually go down. Station's looking to get some shots down range and maybe get a refrag, but
Index gets it. We're okay. He's got a molly in hand here as well. Molly comes out beautifully timed. Right in the middle of that catwalk. No flashes left. Only Domsey with a smoke. Ikazo does have a flash, but there's no communication that he needs to get that out.
Domsey's already a little bit out onto the barbed wire.
This is still winnable for either team.
It is. Flash goes out. Sleep is a little bit stunned. Domsey is going to take advantage of that and push up. Same with Plebdo.
Ikazo. They're right on top of you, man. There we go. Nice crossfires.
Oh, jeez.
All the way on dock now.
10 seconds left to start this fuse, and Plebdo gets indexed, and that's
Index,
huge.
why? No,
Oh
Shinwa, where
no!
are you going?
It falls
Up the
apart for
station.
Gnomes. Station's got to make something huge happen. You get Sachi.
61.
He gets this late swing, maybe onto Ikazu, but he's on the other side. He doesn't have time to get there. And
Side. That's going to be GG.
oh no!
With Plebdo with a 4K. As soon as I saw Plebdo go north, I said, this guy's got a plan. He's going to get smoked in. Who knows what happens after that? But I cannot believe they let him get away with that much, that quickly. Right?
Yeah,
Station needed to play the north end of office. I don't know where that call was. I don't know why the dead players weren't calling that immediately. Like, get north side, create that 180 crossfire. You want to have a pincer from both sides. And they just didn't make it happen. They just didn't. You could have also just been AFK, hide in the office, right? Anyone could have done that. Even Shinwa could have ran up there and said, okay, I'm just going to hide here until they touch the fuse, and then I could swing from north side, and Index and swing from south side, and we're guaranteed to at least do some damage on one of those targets. But, oh well, it was pretty good. They had a good hold initially, and I think that first part of their round was pretty strong. They managed to take a few rounds, so kudos to Gnomes for doing their best there. That's going to be a win for GB.
Yep, 7-2.
For game 1, this is a best of 3
Yep.
in DPL Upper League Season 5. So let's throw it to a break here, I believe, and we'll come back for the next game.
Awesome.
Welcome back to Due Process League Season 5. This is the playoffs between GB and Gnomes. We are heading into Game 2 of this set off of a GB victory in the first game. And I'm Revenant, and I'm joined by Doodler today. Doodler, how we doing?
We're doing pretty good. I think my expectations have been, I don't know if they've been averted. I think what we saw is we saw little glimpses of excellence from Gnomes, and
little glimmers of hope.
Yeah, little sparkles here and there, but GB is ultimately kind of shutting them down, and hopefully, I mean, my definite hope is that Gnomes has kind of looked at this game and kind of hopefully diagnosed what went wrong, what they were doing correctly, and able to go into the second game a little bit recuperated after a nice, refreshing 5-minute break, and with the ability to fix what they need to fix and come back at it with a new mindset, new game. Obviously, we're in the second match of a best of 3 here, so GB takes this one, and Gnomes are packing. But
shoutouts to Ty, who on the versus screen I can see is rocking the purple skull and my back patch. So
amazing!
Shoutouts to Ty, thanks man.
What a shout!
Awesome.
That's
Love
fantastic.
Ty's a great guy.
Great guy.
All right, so we're heading into this game. Gnomes, like you said, needs to learn from their mistakes. If I had to summarize their mistakes, I don't know what you'd say, but I would say for Dome, assume they're going green, play high ground, right? And in general, I would just say make crossfires, right? A little, just that teensiest bit more. I get if you have Merchant in Vault or Station in an auto somewhere else, but that just means that even more so, the rest of them need to group up and play those crossfires on defense. For attack, I don't know. What do you think they're actually? I'm going to ask you about their attack. What do you think they need to do on attack, Gnomes, to make this victory?
I mean, I'm not sure. I just think a lot of the attack rounds that we saw kind of go particularly poorly. It was just a matter of having that supporting util for your executes and making sure that they can't just kind of force you into a funnel or force you into just a firing line. I mean, especially we saw super indicative of that was on that Kill Dome take on the beach where just they had a solid plan set out and they didn't even get that far just because the smokes and the flashes just weren't there to support their takes. And I think they need to be a little bit more, I guess, proactive about what util they're putting into the map, where they're putting it. And I mean, we've seen the icons go into the map, but it just feels like at the end of the day they just don't connect in the way that they need to. And I think that's probably one of their biggest problems is that GB is able to just put them in these hard throttles because the util just isn't preventing them from doing that. And that's where they're most comfortable. GB is just putting teams on the back foot on their executes and stopping it before it starts. So I think that's something that they're gonna have to correct for sure.
Absolutely. I'm looking at this map right now, and I'm thinking about all these different pucks that are being placed down and how much they're actually considering. Gnomes is considering using their flash utility early in the round. Additionally, they're planning to wall charge here. So door charge and wall charge being spent on round 1.
Oh, wow.
Ballsy, love to see that kind of stuff. Not necessarily always meta, not necessarily going to be, the best play every time, but I do like to see that strong initial play, and I like to see them finally waking up to the fact that they need to play with these flashes early in the round. Check out what Ikazo's doing, by the way, and watch Ikazo this round. He is sitting inside security, inside the booth. His feet haven't quite left yet, which means all he has to do is take a shot, strafe right into the security booth, and he's bulletproof again. He gets a free shot. They can't flash him. If he's flashed, he's still going to activate it. Let's see what he gets here on the shot.
He does get a shot. Oh, yep.
But he takes a lot of damage.
Yes.
So I think that was actually not in his favor this round, but it's an interesting strategy to try. High very flash. High very flash.
He's full. Sleep gets that swing. Plebdo goes down. Ty goes down. Great flashes. That's what we were mentioning at that beginning of that round. It's exactly where they needed to be. Gave them that map control to get into Lobby, get those 2 frags, and that is a huge entry for Gnomes here. First round of the game to set this pace and index. Another swing on Asachi. And with Domzi left and Nikazo.
Nikazo 1 HP,
sitting
by
at
the way.
10 HP, yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing left for him to do.
He's got to sit back and hope someone gives him a free pick here through the green
hold
door.
On.
But...
We're seeing something really interesting here, right? First of all, I think Nikazo just shot Merchant through the door. Am I crazy, or did he actually hit that? I need to rewind on that one. But they actually are going to use the wall charge. Never mind.
Oh, sleeps in. Domzi's done.
All right.
Left to Nikazo.
Sleep, go get him. Go finish it off.
Oh, misses a shot. Yep, Sleep takes that swing. What a great take from Gnomes. That's exactly what we wanted to see from them. No men going down on their team, and it's just a steamroll through that map.
Absolutely. The play against Plebdo and Ty was perfect. That's exactly how you want to do that. What's super duper weird to me, right, is that they still opted to use the wall charge despite them having a 5-2 lead. I thought they were going to hold the wall charge and go, we've already won the round. Let's go security. Let's use the nade on security instead of a wall charge, and we'll save the wall charge instead of the nade, which is obviously hugely more powerful, right? Nevertheless, they did save the nade at least, so I'm happy that they managed to do that, because a nade is critically important if you're going to spend double charges there. This would have been an excruciatingly expensive round for Gnomes if they spent the frag grenade, the wall charge, and the door, but they went into it willing to do that. So I don't know what their plan is for the next rounds. We're going to have to see what that map rotation means to them and what their perspective is on that map rotation, but I don't know. That's in the air. We're going to have to take a look at what their plan is going into the next couple of rounds.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember, I forgot what that map rotation was, and we'll see it in a second here, but I believe we had a dome and a C-store, I think. Don't quote me on that, but we'll have to see how they approach their breach econ for the next 2 rounds. But I think that first round, regardless of the econ spent, I think was super important for them to get that mental up in the beginning of the game. Yep, Factory Dome is what we have for the first split.
Yeah, so 2 big power maps here, and actually this is a particular map that I think, Sachi coming in clutch in the chat with the maps. Is he listening? I'm confused. But no, this map in particular, I've seen GB play it before, and I've seen them really efficiently on defense hold the server farm. So I think most teams go for the server farm blow because it is the most obvious, simplest, best place to go. But I'm very curious to see what we can learn from how GB will attempt to hold the server farm, right? So it's already been communicated that if a dome is in the set, if it's in the rotation, that's going to be the green take. We're just going to go beach. Who cares? Beach is good. We're not worried. But because of the way the server farm is set up, I actually think that this might be the round to throw as Gnomes and try and win on the dome.
That's right.
Because I think this server farm is really hard to take against GB. If you can get it, you get power. You still have a lot more work to do, but it is a pretty good power take.
And they still have that nade left over from that first round. They didn't end up using that, and we mentioned that in place of the wall charge in place of the nade, but ended up working in their favor. So they're looking to do, seems like 2 going to push through that north side of servers, and then 3 are going to go through that south side and just kind of throw out flashes and do the same thing they did in essence on that bank round, where they just got everyone in those forward positions from Global Breakout caught out by their flashes so that they can just full send, hold W, get through a barb, and get those opening picks to allow their late game strategy to be that much easier.
Right.
And we're going to have to see how that ends up panning out, because...
Okay, Plebdo, Knack, Factory, Knackery. We're always seeing Plebdo Knackery, right? And we're always seeing him at green. This green is a crazy green if you sit behind this green door. And I always warn people on this map about that. Let's see what happens.
Oh, he's not flashed at all, and he takes the swing. He's dead, though.
But he did about a player's worth of damage. So it's not like it wasn't for anything. He did absolutely chunk Shinhwa and Index, so they are very, very low now.
Oh, Shinhwa almost gets a kill on Asachi there on that swing, but no connection. Flashes out.
Game plan is here.
I don't know, because
they're actually playing a really passive hold where they're giving them up they're giving up servers to play around these crossfires. And of course, with emergency lights, what Merchant needs to do is smoke out towards green and then actually go through the barbed wire and then shoot out the E-light just above the server door. So that's going to be very difficult. That's going to give Ikazo this great pixel peek to play that whole time.
Yeah. I don't know if you noticed this though, but that nade completely whiffed this barbed wire right here on that top ramp. So their nade is gone. They have to go through either this barb
just go green.
or this
that's the plan every time. If you mess up a nade like
they're
that,
rotating for that right now. Yep. Yeah. There we go.
And look at where Sachi. Sachi's waking up now.
Mm-hmm.
He can get one, but he can't get. He will not get station because station gaming.
Station gaming.
Now Sleep can rotate over to station. 1 minute left. Shinwa can just cut that map right in half, clean through the middle, east to west. He's got a flashbang to support them onto the push. If they can hear Ikazo at some point or identify that he's there, that'll be really easy.
Oh, gets tight. That's huge. That's that dot position.
Oh, but Station wasn't holding. Why was Station not holding? Okay, but they get him. And Ikazo, that's huge.
Well done.
Brilliantly done.
That was a great recovery from those 2 picks.
Yeah,
just playing that Saber through that, like you said, just cutting this off in half with Tai playing on that right side. He just has nowhere to go. He has to swing it, go against that Saber, and can't do it. 2-0 early for Gnomes here in the first split. What a great recovery from last game.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see a 3-0 here. Well, actually, I'm not too comfortable saying that because I don't really know how their passive, slow, methodical dome green pushes are. I think it'll be a 3-0 if and only if Plebdo plays base again and they remember that Plebdo plays base.
That's right.
If they can remember that and deal with him early, then it'll be fine. If Plebdo doesn't play base and they have a different way of playing, which Plebdo's incredibly versatile, then and I think that will be the case is they'll play somewhere else, then I think they're in a little bit more trouble.
No, I agree. I think just approaching that beach saying, okay, what's the most likely spot that we need to flash so that Plebdo is not going to kill all 5 of us when we take the sentry. It's going to be incredibly important, and it's
oh wow,
well,
okay,
a lot of options for him except for the deep base.
Quite the unique dome map. So a lot of that goes into the dumpster. Now I'm just flying in the attacker truck right now to double check what their utility looks like. Because of the deaths that they suffered and the fact that they went for power in that first round, they were only able to recover 2 night vision goggles. So that means that jump down into observation to get power is actually not really super valuable. What are you laughing about?
I saw 3 Molotov pucks go into the beach truck from GB's defense,
and that's valid.
They took him away. Yeah,
that's completely valid. You can throw a Molotov from base into the lander very, very, very easily, and there's no way to defend against that. And if they time it right, and if they get lucky, there's a big luck factor. You can land it square on someone's head while they're locked in the kick animation, and that can be a lot of damage. But I don't think they'll end up opting for that. GB has, I think, a default amount of barbed wires, considering they went for 3 on factory. Yeah, I believe they have 3 now. And those 3 barbs are going to get marked down for the base and for ruins. Now, what's really weird there is that Index actually has a grenade. If they're opting for these 2 barbs in base, those 2 could get blown early, and they'll know that there's only 1 barb left ahead. This round's gonna show us how much Gnomes is keeping track of their utility, of the enemy utility, right? Not their own, but really keeping track of what they're gonna use. Because if they know that there isn't 2 barbed wires on that ruins, and they see the 2 early, really, I think they should just use the nade early, get rid of this, take base control, and then from there just bombard to upper ruins with flashes and go in.
That's right. Yeah, no, the util usage is going to have to be very clean from Gnomes here. We see Ikazo sitting under that little perch up here with the auto.
Cross. Yeah, Domsy and EK.
Domsy.
I hope no one on Gnomes jumps down there. Not just for their sake, but because it doesn't make sense to go to pit when they don't have the NVGs.
Yeah,
but the first Molly's going to cut Merchant off.
Oh, no. Merchant's in, though.
That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, there's no way they can peek him here. He's safe.
Don't extend too much. Just wait for your teammates and get that push. Oh, he's taking a couple peeks through into that pit there. I mean, they could take this if they get the right flash in the right spot.
They are. They've got lines drawn. I'm really worried about this. Index needs to not bring the frag through there. It needs to get used on base. They need to identify the barbs there first.
Okay, maybe they're just messing with us. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
I was going to say, I couldn't really tell what their plan of attack here was. Oh, that Molly forces them out there in. The flashes are out. Just a line of bullets. Plebdo. Straight up by Index.
Finds the pickups.
Yep.
Index needs
to
find that.
Behind the box, though.
Nice smoke. Perfectly timed to cut off that angle.
Okay, 3v3. A lot of damage done to Gnomes, though.
Think about it this way. They've got 2 shotguns, and Shinwa and Index are 1 HP. That shotgun could be an infinite range weapon now. It's not going to matter.
Sleep with a really important pick there on Nasachi. It's just left to the shotgun buddies here, Kazo and Domzi, playing those close angles, and it's still scary.
Good win. Yeah, an auto is nothing to scoff at, especially with all the ruins structure and the fact that you've got all the grass there. I think this could actually be GB's round here.
Smoke goes out.
And they gave him a smoke grenade to put Domzi inside.
Flash, though. They got to swing that corner.
Sleep doesn't his back is to Domzi.
Okay, he does see him. He
does find him. Ikazo, last one alive.
He gets Ikazo.
Oh my god. Sleep just showing us.
Sweating bullets. Good lord.
I could bite my tongue, but I had to say it. I think Sleep woke up.
No kidding.
Yeah, he's been playing really well.
I don't know if it was just Domzi still stunned. I wasn't able to see his perspective.
He was
there.
flashed. I went into first person briefly just to double check what his perspective was in the smoke, and coming out of first person, the whole screen was white, so I know he got full flashed. So he definitely couldn't see for that first moment when Sleep shoved his ass in Domzi's or in Domzi's face, but right after that he landed in the water, and thankfully Sleep had the wherewithal to stand back and kind of use his field of view to scan the whole area, and he spotted him right away. That could have gotten really messy if that flash landed just south by like 2 feet. It would have not hit anything.
It was a little scary, a little bit of a tight entry, but they got it 3-0 early in that split, taking all those rounds. That's huge. That's huge for
absolutely massive, especially because, wow, okay, I didn't think I'd be saying this. I think jokingly in the chat in the last game, Sachi or maybe it might have not been him, but someone on GB said attacker sided. By the way, in a meta that I think otherwise we would all consider is very defender sided because the sway impedes the attacker's ability to take long range fights more consistently. Attackers need to land their flashbangs, but what we see is attacker sided gameplay, and now we're swapping to defense. So I'm hesitant to say that now all of a sudden, now Gnomes is going to be in the right position to be able to just take all these great defense rounds, but who knows? Right. I don't know. It's all up in the air. It's a new patch. It's a new meta. Things are shaking up a little bit, but it doesn't seem like it's making that much of an impact.
That's right. And this is kind of a 180, but you mentioned Sleep waking up, and I went and checked the stats here. 760 damage, 8-0.
Wow.
Yeah. One opening duels. That's been huge for them, just to rely on him getting all those kills for them, because that's, I mean, I've kills seen him in the do 3 rounds. Yeah.
Yeah, he's he can be a good player when he wants to be. I don't know when he wants to be, but I'm happy he chose now right now on this live stream match in DPL season 5. So I'm happy
making it exciting. That's what I wanted. I wanted a fun matchup. Yeah,
this match is really funky because you see how there's the barbed wire Index is placed down between security and bathroom. We had both teams kind of guess like where this barbed wire would get placed on either team and how they'd use it. I agree with Index's version of this barbed wire because you want to have Station able to shoot into the barbed wire from the door, and maybe possibly get wall bangs out of the bathroom wall because he's got a knack. He can penetrate those walls. Likewise, you have Index inside security. But what's really interesting here is they're actually going to use Molotovs to keep them out of loans and then rotate down and put the barbed wires late. So that's going to this late barbing is really, really useful when you have the Molotovs to buy time. So I want the new players to understand that dynamic. Let's see what happens here when Index manages to stop the Lone's blow, which they are thankfully set up for.
That's right. Early Molly does go out. And they know that breach is there, and they're going to rotate down.
Shinwa's pixel here.
Oh,
Shinwa, what are you doing?
Gets the Molly out. Sleep. Another kill. Early pick.
There's his opening
duel.
And
it's going to be... Ty is just kind of stuck in that event now.
Sleep is down to 10 HP, though. He needs to play passive for Merchant now, I think. But Merchant is busy playing anti-flash for Shinwa, and everyone knows where Shinwa is. All Shinwa has to do is just go AFK. He needs to hide here and let Index do all the heavy lifting.
Flash has come out.
Comes out.
Index is a little stunned.
Wow!
Getting that pick on the Plebdo. Sachi trades that out, but it's becoming harder and harder for them to get into this map here.
There's no need for anyone on Gnomes to peek anymore. Look at Ty, though. Ty walking up slow on Sleep. Sleep's about to go down.
Oh, he gets him.
Merchant needs the call.
Yep, Merchant's gonna have to.
Does he win it? Oh no, Ty could collapse on Merchant now. Sachi does have a second door charge, by the way. I didn't
both
point that out
so
yet.
low here, yeah.
They had the second door charge ready to go. He's just going to go and save it using the new attacker retreat mechanic, I'm almost certain. There he goes.
It looks like it, yeah. Well, Ty maybe just
Oh,
gonna hope
or
to...
not. He hops back in the vents.
Oh. Ty taking that... Lots of bullets coming through that door.
Yeah.
Nothing really connecting, though. Just the issue here,
yeah,
Sachi and Ty are just such low health, and they gotta get through the map, get through vents, get in the button.
He just has to shoot. Merchant just has to pull the trigger, and Ty dies.
Oh my gosh.
Merchant very wisely is choosing not to shoot here. Oh, but Station gets a wall bang right through a counting with the knack. Incredible. All right, now Sachi can go and head back to the truck.
That's the signal. We gotta go. That is another round for Gnomes.
Wow. Oh, for Gnomes. I really wanted to get in during the discussion of this map that I think this map is really defender-sided. Actually, if you go loans, I feel like that green to tellers lobby play is so strong for attack. I'm just so surprised that wasn't the play. I think they might have thought it's too obvious to go loans. It's too obvious. They're not going to be set up there. Then we're going to have to use all of our utility loans. We're going to use all of our utility on lobby and tellers. No one's going to be there, and then we lose on security. So,
that's right.
I understand them going for the second door charge to try and clear another doorway here, but it's such a mess. You have to predict that map so hard, I think.
Right. Yeah, and Gnomes just playing it well. I think it definitely took some time. Probably, I can imagine in my head a nice little pep talk from Station, getting the boys riled up.
Oh yeah, I can hear it now in my head.
Yeah. So I'm very glad to see that they've taken their licks from the first game and come back swinging in this second. And it's a huge 4-0 early on GB.
I haven't seen Twitch chat yet, but if the chat is not already filled with stations, chat,
it needs
to do. Station.
Yeah. Station. I'm gonna tune in and start the train. We need to get this going. Station.
Good plan.
There we go.
In the meantime, I'm going to take a look at Operation Dauntless Valor again, this time with a different perspective, looking at boilers a little bit more, because I think this boilers is really, really special in that defenders can play this boilers from so many different angles and from so much variance in height. They can have those stairs and boilers occupied from so many different places. They can have so much cover in boilers, but also that plebdo strategy we saw where he's playing right next to the green door is so sneaky. You always want to wallbang this green door on this map and maps like this one, because there's often going to be a guy just hiding there with a knack or even a tub, but I wouldn't recommend a tub. A knack is very good for that. What Station's going to opt to do is use this barbed wire that's sort of offset from the door, because that allows you to create this nice crossfire. And what this crossfire lets you do is it lets you play like a mopper, really aggressive, and can go for this opening pick through the window or through the door. And then they can fall back, and as they're falling back through the main floor, through factory main floor, and going maybe south to dock or something, then someone else who's supporting it, let's say Station, can play down here, or can play up on the catwalk, and they can watch that barbed wire. So you have a very, very strong cross. If they call that there's a lot of people heading through green, you also have the office rotation, and office can help assist that push. You can have a lot of different angles all at once playing that green. So if GB opts to split anyone or even late push the green, hopefully Station, Index, whoever's playing there, they're set up for that. Otherwise, I'm really curious to see if Gnomes is opting for this hard servers hold. What's weird, though, is we're not seeing another barbed wire in servers. We don't even have the barbed wire for the north end of servers. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be an eco round. They have the mop, they have flares, they have mollies. Sleep is, again, all alone here on server. So I hope Merchant gets to play a little bit more aggressive and help him out. If he doesn't, and it's just Sleep, I feel like they're going to kill Sleep early, and that's going to be a big detriment to the team. I think GB takes this round. Am I crazy? They have two clackers. Are they actually going to blow
They
off?
have a wall charge set up for the office breach, it looks like. So it looks like they're going to be splitting this map down the middle vertically here. And I don't think we're going to see that rotate from office to help boilers really doing a whole lot.
Well, Ikazo has the door charge for servers. They're going to blow that anyway. They're going to cut the map in half and take control of the south side of the map as opposed to the north side. Gnomes went for north side. We're going to see GB go for south side.
That's right.
When they blow office, by the way, this part of the office is going to get blown up. It's going to create a little rotation hole through there. That's a component of object destruction that's implemented on office, but not most other pieces.
That's right.
So
Shimon gets an early molly. Does take a lot of damage, though. Down to 20 health on the mop, and he's got to back off. Kazo, early pick on the Merchant, but wow!
Huge crossfires! Beautiful! But there it goes. I mean, that's power control now. Sachi just has to carefully turn this corner. He's got to be careful, like an auto shotgun or something. But if nothing else is there, which there aren't, then I mean he's good to go and get that power. I feel like Station is really uncomfortable right now. He's kind of hopping around. Oh no!
Plebdo gets in. Index is out.
Too
And he
late.
doesn't. It was way too late. It's just him in a 1v3. Does get a Kazo, though. Flash goes out towards top boilers here. Sachi and Plebdo. Plebdo full health, but Sachi is at half. Index could get a good free kill here on Sachi if he is able to swing, but Plebdo's got that angle on him. It's not going to happen, yeah.
Yeah, he's not going to see him. I really wish Index just walked back up boilers, like never left it and just stayed there. Because I think trying to win that round from bottom of the factory floor when there's power off and you know they have the catwalks, that's just never going to happen. I mean, you have to be really, really lucky for something like that to come into play. What I'm really confused about is the placement of this flare. I feel like this flare should have been, maybe it got moved, so maybe I'm crazy, but I think it should have been in the middle walkway, so it's providing a little more light to factory main floor on the north side. Likewise, we saw an interesting play from Domsey where he was sitting up on the railing in office and shooting towards Merchant. So they actually were able to. I thought that Domsey killed Merchant immediately, but it was actually Ikazo.
Right.
So Merchant really was just he was just sandwiched between those door charges. And I think if he realized earlier that with office open, he can't sit there, he should leave. I think maybe he forgot that when they open office, it blows up the server racks. So we might see an angry feedback post in the DPO in a moment.
Oh, no.
I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't think he realized that was going on.
Yeah, that was the beauty of that plan from GB, though, just to divide that map in half and give them the flexibility to have those long angles onto the the second half of that map there, which was huge for them.
Let's compare like utility, right? This is almost a complete mirror with one key difference, right? So GB survived with, again, just like Gnomes, 2 night vision goggles. So we have Sachi and Plebdo with night vision. No one else has a night vision goggle. And the main difference, though, that's exactly the same as Gnomes. So they probably won't want to go for that pit control for power. But what's different is that they have 2 frag grenades. They used their wall charges and their door charges early, but they saved frag grenades for the last round. And that's, I think, the key difference here for their decision for why they're forcing a green door on Beach, right? Beach is a strong green door. You get in safely. You have the ability to go through the rest of the map. Even though they knew it was Operation Ascending Shock, even though they knew that it would be such a funnel like this, they know they can sort of counteract that by having 2 frag grenades, 1 for whatever's in base and 2 for whatever's in ruins. Now, I could be wrong, and they might actually commit to a pit push and use one of the frags on the jungle doorway and then the other on ruins, but I think they're going to opt for the full base push. I could be wrong, but they don't have the NVGs. It doesn't make sense to play inside and around the office, or pardon me, not office, but observation. So I think we're going to see a full south take. Oh, we're actually going to see an aggressive nade maybe used to get a kill on the guy who's up here. That's actually pretty intelligent as well. I think we might be able to see that get pulled off.
Right, and that's the flexibility they gained by having those 2 nades, it seems. But
yeah,
I think you're right about the call. I'd be surprised if they end up trying to take that pit position. I just think it's kind of a losing battle going through that, especially on a save like this. But we'll have to see what they end up doing.
I bet like Plebdo randomly surprises us and goes pit on his own kind of late. Yeah. Like he just sort of sits in beach and then waits until they rotate at a pit. But ideally, Sleep stays in observation and he has that 180 with Shinhwa, and then the rest of these guys can play the base. Does Domsey see them right now from outside the window?
Yeah, that's what he's looking to do, is spot them through those. That's huge. Yeah, that's one position spotted.
That's fine. That's a default position. No one saw Index, though. So hopefully if Index doesn't die here immediately, and he is challenging with Ingmar, if he doesn't die immediately, this round could be hugely in favor of Gnomes, because they did not see him from the exterior.
Right, and that might give them the false confidence on GB to just be able to take this swing early. And if he's got that Ingmar down range, shots on the tie.
Huge damage.
Oh, but he's flashed. He's got to stay alive here. More flashes coming down.
Merchant can't watch. Nice pickup from Station.
Merchant takes a swing. Huge pick. And they're stuck with that Molly. Kazo just take out Merchant, though.
Beautiful use of the AA gun. That AA gun is such amazing cover.
Oh, he's taking the nade.
He's right on Index. There it is.
Oh, Station. Got to make something huge happen here.
Just stay alive, Station. They're in the box. Yeah. Shinhwa has this angle right on Merchant right now. You can see it. It's such a tight angle with the grass in the way. The call comes out.
He gets some shots, but he doesn't get... Oh, no, and Station goes down.
2 versus 3 scenarios. Sleep and Shinhwa. No, but Shinhwa's right in the open. Not playing the cover at all.
Sleep.
What happened?
Sleep 1v3. He's got to make something huge happen. He's going to have to do his kill count. Smoke goes down. This could be massive.
He could get this.
He's biding his time. He hears the...
No, that's not what you're hearing, Sleep.
No, I was going to say,
he's not what you're hearing at all. You're hearing ruins.
Well, that's like you said, no util.
Oh, no, Ikazo wins it with a saber. What? Oh, man.
And we were talking about the saber. Why was at least? He just takes that close swing and he wins against the Knack. Good lord.
Yeah. I mean, the Knack wasn't really, like, it wasn't poised for that fight. And honestly, as soon as that smoke came out, that really should have been Sleep's time to get a pick, honestly. They had the barb right in the way. Only one of those guys would have been close to that barb. I don't know. Strange to me that he didn't go for a pick there, but oh well. I mean,
that's right.
At that point, he probably saw, you know, I'm 1v3 against GB, whatever. You know, we did our best. Station and Index did a really good job in base there. I just wish that Shinwa did anything. His angle was way too tight. Like he was there with the KRM. He's playing at the stairs, but he made a really tight angle and couldn't do anything. The best he could do is say, "Station, they're about to kill you," and then he died.
Right.
Like that's it. Like that's all he can do.
Yeah, I was in his first person, just kind of waiting for him to be able to widen that angle a little bit, and I was like,
Yeah, it never happened.
You gotta move." But
Yeah,
it doesn't really help out Station a whole lot, and ends up going down, and that's just the round kind of falling like dominoes from then. But
it was basically a 2v5 that went well, and then a 3v whatever was left over that didn't go very well. So interesting.
Gnomes though still looking a lot better than that first game. They're still up 2 rounds.
Huge.
4-2 for Gnomes. Gonna have to recover a little bit, take those 2 licks.
They can win easily here.
Oh yeah.
This is no problem for them at this point with the momentum they have and a better understanding of how to fight some of these early fights. And suddenly we're seeing that Inix going, oh yeah, aggressive holds like GB does. Yeah, let's try that. And then it's working like pretty well. So hopefully they continue doing that. Of course, now they have to defend a C-store, right? And it's on a new set. So we should take a look at this map more closely, I think. Operation Lawless Python, what this map does, interestingly, is it has one red door. So there's often a debate, right, in map making. It's like, do you want to have one red door when there's a shutters? Because there's always going to be shutters on Storefront. Storefront always spawns on C-Store. It's a guaranteed part of the map. So you have the ability to blow something on the Storefront. If you use a door charge, it'll only make a hole you can use to look through the map. If you use a wall charge, you can get through. But if there's only one other red door and they don't have a wall, it's kind of a little too obvious. You know they're going to go through freezer. So because this is the first round of a set, it's a totally different dynamic. Anything could be used here, and that's exactly what Sachi likes to play off of. Whenever he gets an early C-Store, he likes to say, hey, let's go green and we're going to wall something immediately. Just cut through the map randomly, right? So a highly unlikely play here is that they spend the wall charge on a C-Store and not blow Storefront. And that's exactly what Sachi's doing. He's opting for the wall charge blow into tellers. And if they don't hit power fast enough, and that power is really awkward to hit because you don't want to play too close to that breach, if Sleep can hit power right away, it'll turn off power, it'll turn off the ability for Teller's button to function, and they'll be able to stop that from happening. But that is a very, very tight window because this button for Tellers is right next to the breach that Sachi has indicated. So this is going to be a very strange round. Hopefully Station gets a ton of damage off this initial wall bang with his Knack, which is built for wall bangs. And he's got a barbed wire here. And they don't have a frag grenade for this barbed wire. They are going to commit to this.
Station shots go through that
Huge
shelf.
damage immediately. Yes. Already succeeded.
Yeah,
he has no idea. Station has no idea. There's no hit markers or anything.
I don't know. Domsy's through though. Doesn't get a kill, but
who cares?
I don't
Nex
know.
is here to help now. He's gonna molly. Unfortunately, though, Shinwa is not going to be able to molly the tellers. Oh, they actually opted for the blow.
They went for the storefront breach. Changed the plan. Shots go out. Kazo not connecting though.
How are they going to? I'm confused now because that doesn't really support much. That angle really didn't get anything off of it. Oh, Index with a beautiful
what
molly
a great
and a
kill.
wave barb on Domsy.
Yeah,
this is huge for Gnomes. I mean to say.
I don't see how this is going to pan out in GB's favor here. Merchant with another. Kazo's down, taking too many peeks with that saber, and they're just bullying them with that reach.
Merchant, just sit still, or not, or go crazy. Never mind.
Merchant,
huge crossfire up here.
Monster. 2 on the round, and GB, they're left. Plebdos is hoping to get a pick with the saber that gives him an opening, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think they've gotten enough kills to say, okay, I ego peeked this once.
Almost got it.
Oh man.
Oh, he gets Merchant.
Merch, no.
The free fire.
Merchant proving me wrong in the worst way possible. I don't know if they can really capitalize that though, can they?
You know, if Sachi had an AP-25, Plebdo could flash him in, but he doesn't. He's locked. He has no guns to pick up or anything. He has this this DL, and he's just trying to get like a crazy pick off that. But that's all he's got.
Sachi's getting bullied through that green door Index with the KR.
This is phenomenal.
12 seconds left to start that the defuse, and it's just not going to happen. Sachi's going to get out.
Sleep has just been AFK this whole time, going, "You're doing great, guys. I'm gonna." Actually, he's got a tub. He's gonna run out. Let's see it happen. Oh, he actually didn't opt for the run out. He ran to green to see if he could pinch Sachi, but Sachi's already out of there. That was a wild round. Well played by Gnomes for that hold. Yeah, honestly, that came down to not having a frag grenade. Like,
it did.
Just you
They,
want to go through green.
yeah,
You didn't bring a frag for it. They're doing what I was talking about earlier, where they're saying, "Hey, if we're going to use a wall here, we're going to save the frag grenade another round," which generally has been the meta forever. But there might have been a miscommunication there because I think on that C store, if you spend a little bit of extra utility on a C store, you usually win the round as attackers.
that's
Right?
right.
It's a close quarters map. Your guns are great there. You have the shutters. You have everything. All these tools are in favor of the attack, but they didn't spend just enough. They kind of went a little too conservative on utility, and then ended up being their immediate downfall because the beautiful job the Station did. Station's in the chat, everyone. Station's in the chat for that amazing wall bang at the beginning.
Yeah, well, we saw the audible come out and saw that wall charge end up not going in its intended target, but going towards I like to call it the Among Us foot there. Is there a better spot for it to go that would have let them get into that map, or was it just as soon as they had to audible without that nade, it was just kind of...
The obvious one is to blow the left side towards power, because then you can at least weave into freezer if you win the fight against sleep in there. So I think they just decided we'll blow whatever as a surprise and get an instant pick. And really, that's I mean, that's maybe a little bit of an ego to think that you're going to immediately get a pick off of a surprise breach like that. But that might not have been the intention, so I don't want to say that. But if their idea was, oh yeah, we can blow anything and get an instant pick, it's like, well, Shinwa positioned appropriately. He never got picked by Plebdo. He stayed alive the whole time and kept Plebdo locked down. Likewise, they locked each other down, so that didn't work out for them. And now we're on Operation Brutus Tiger, and the score is now 5-2. 5-2 for Gnomes, which is amazing.
Wow.
What we're going to see here is GB decide to take the door charge over to Brickhouse. Brickhouse is a very close quarters area that can have you can interpret that two ways. One, if mollies are correct and eat enough flashes and whatnot, then Nax and Tubbs will reign supreme and they'll absolutely slaughter them all in Brickhouse. Or you can forfeit it and say it's a little too close quarters to defend. We'll play just outside of it, lock it down, play the club and play the lockers stronger. And we'll just use all the amazing angles that you have through the courtyard. Merchant's drawing all kinds of lines for us here on the map to show us that courtyard has all these windows in it that are really, really, really powerful, but obvious but powerful.
That's right, and we saw Global Breakout Sachi drawing the lines between that hall and that brickhouse window as well, so they're aware of it. I think it's gonna. I was gonna say it's gonna depend on whether or not they force green, but
yeah, but this is gonna come down to if Shinwa's Molly comes out and he can appropriately deal with that. Okay, what is the rotation going to look like? Station might out. Yeah, Brickhouse is a very thick room compared to the rest of the map. It's got very thick walls, so Station's gun is the only gun that can pen this. Hopefully Station gets some more wall bang damage here. Let's see him pull that
Flashes out. TB make their entry through. Lots of bullets coming through, but not a lot of damage at all here. Kazo taking some shots, trying to pre-fire for that kitchen window. Nothing really connecting again. Smoke goes out through courtyard. Hopefully going to give him a little more space to feel comfortable to take this top side of Brickhouse and play those angles there, but just bullets on bullets through those doors, yeah.
Yeah, Merchant just fully mag dumped his Ingmar. He's gonna have to reload. This is not ideal for Merchant because he needs to not be the one to fire first. But beautiful, he gets exactly where he needs to go.
Okay, flashes do go out. Merchant,
he's alone though.
Merchant's gonna have to take this fight by himself.
He wins another. He's insane.
Okay. Sachi finally closes that down. Good lord, but Merchant with two there.
Station with the flank. Oh no, it doesn't work out.
Okay, they gotta slow down. Play their angles here. I think they're getting a little bit too quick on the rotate. But Kishin putting some pressure, whatever he can, through that green door, hoping to connect with something. Oh, Domsy says,
this is not good all of a sudden.
No, you don't. And they have full reign to extend through that right side of the map now. Domsy, you're seeing that through the windows.
Plebdo's going to flash through the windows. Plebdo's going to flash through the window onto sleep. Sachi's going to go in. Index is going to get the molly down.
No.
Now, there's the molly. Bad molly. It's a terrible molly. It's way too deep.
Oh,
and that's going to be the round. Index, no, he blunders the molly in the worst way possible.
I was in the map view. Did that come down to him throwing it, thinking he'd hit the door before they went in?
At the door, and the kick happened, and it went sailing right through the door behind them. That was exactly that would have been super winnable if two things happened that round. One, Index needed to make either an earlier rotate into the lockers or get some damage through courtyard, and he had to land his molly. And then the second thing that happened that went wrong was that Station went for a flank in a brick house. Like, yeah, just wait, man. Just hold on.
Yeah.
You can just go for the wall bangs until you're down to your last mag, and then just create some more angles. Just set up for at least if you're gonna flank with Shinwa together, one through each door, and then you can just swing into the room together. But yeah, it was a good try.
It was a great try. I think just kind of crumbled to the last second there. Just dominoes falling down for Gnomes and Global Breakout take advantage of that, but back onto a bank. They've been pretty solid on these bank holds, so hopefully they're able to claw back again and respond with
Perhaps.
another round to bring it 6-3. But
Yeah.
frequent warrior, we'll see how this one pans out.
Yeah. So
Opting door charge in the lobbies here, it seems.
yeah, that's generally going to be the play on most bank maps. We saw
Mhm.
some slightly different bank maps throughout this set. They have 2 frag grenades on the wall as well, so we're likely going to see a frag grenade and a door charge being spent here just to clear out probably the tellers, like get control of full tellers. I think the worry here on this map is that to get to the button, you have to go through either security or go through manager. And manager is a red door.
Mhm.
But if you don't blow manager, manager becomes a very powerful position for defenders to play. So one way you can counteract it is you can have a guy outside and he can flash through the windows on the map here. If you're new to the game, you'll notice that anything that's blue is a breakable window. Whether you can jump through it or not depends on where it's placed in the map. So you can see on loans you can walk through this glass, but the glass on manager is higher up because that means it's on the exterior wall and you can toss stuff through there. So a flashbang coming through there would be really, really useful in a round like this. But they might
Mhm.
not want to commit a guy outside the map just to do that. So I'm curious if their plan is to wrap all the way around lobby, go through hallway, and then take into manager while they also try and push security a little bit.
Mhm.
It's going to be a little funky because if you don't blow manager on this map, uh, really it's just a decision you have to make. What do we want to have first? Do we want lobby first or button first? Right, you get to choose one objective for whichever you want to have control of immediately. Vault or
Mhm.
button. You need both, but you can choose one to have right away.
That's right. And looking definitely playing a lot of defender presence on this, you know,
On the button.
button side of the map. Gonna
Yeah.
Quinoa taking looks like he's doing the same kind of thing that Akaza did, minus the exit strategy, just playing that early mop angle. Hopefully he's able to connect with a head here, at the very least a body, and bring someone down to half, but as that breach comes down, it's gonna be up to him. And Akazo
Nope.
takes that fight. He's just better with that angle. It's an early pick for GB,
Yeah.
and they're able to get full entrance into this lobby here. Sleep playing
Yep.
information there. He's calling for their team. We're gonna
Shinwa
need some help here in a second. That
Shinwa
barb does
totally
go
forgot
down.
to shoot the teller's lights out. He left them up, so
Oh.
they were all bright blue. So we had a perfect silhouette for Ikazu.
Hmm.
Oh, a nice molly on a Domsy and cooked him alive. Oh, he lives with 1 HP.
He does get out.
Oh
Good
wow,
lord. That was close.
that was a huge molly.
And Plebdo shots through. He's already in through security. He's taking shots through that door.
They shouldn't try to wallbang the green door. That's going to be half damage with a Gruber. That's not ideal in this situation, especially when the attackers have APs and plugged it with a KR. Those are going to be doing full damage to station if he shoots again here.
That's right. Ty, kind of by himself, just holding down
They're
that
going to
hull angle,
sacrifice
making
Domsy
sure
on the
they
kick
can't.
here. There's Domsy with the kick.
Yeah. Oh
And
no!
both of them die. Let's go, Index.
That's not what they wanted. And Ty's gonna have to move quick here from that top side of the map and hopefully get some picks through into that manager. But 4v3, Merchant playing with that auto, and they still got to get to the button. Flash does go out, but Merchant, and that Molly goes down to support him. Nade prepped on Sachi. That goes deep. I don't think it's gonna connect. No, it doesn't.
I cannot get through that, that barb on the north side. Let's
Merch
go, Merch, with a 3K. That's huge.
It's just Ty left by himself in that hall.
Ty really blundered that play. Listen, if you're in a situation where you got to fight like an Ingmar or something like that, and you hear 20 rounds of that Ingmar chugging along, boom, 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 all 20 come out. I'm not saying you got to count for 20, right? But assume like, hey, that sounded like a lot of bullets just now. That's when you want to kick, and then immediately get the flash in and move. Ty did not use that opportunity to get through that barbed wire, and that meant that he was just going to fall in that round. 6-3 now, match point for Gnomes.
Wow.
This is tremendous.
It's just the funnel there in security just did not work out for GB. They weren't able to get that door open, A, and B, enough utility into that back part of the map where they can comfortably
really
get through. They had so many angles to worry about. You had the close angle, long angles back here. It just...
What happened to the nade?
Down.
The nade got used on the door, right? I don't think
The
Plebdo left it behind, right?
the nade went out kind of later into that round, sort of towards the bottom end.
Just to try and clear out.
Yeah, just to give them some room.
Initially,
but it just didn't connect with anything, and
I feel
at
like
that point,
they should have sent one other person with Ty, and then they would have the nade, and they would do a hard manager back push. That makes a lot more sense to me.
Right. 6-3. Gnomes one round away from bringing this to a 1-1 in this best of 3.
That's right, but now we have swapped the sides here, so we're going to have to see Gnomes just have to take one attack round. But, again, it's a new meta. Guns are different. I think they need to go all out on this C-Store. This C-Store is familiar territory for them. They know the map. They've played it before. They know their weapons can at least be functional on this map, as opposed to those longer range situations. They know that bank is absolute torture for attack. They should really be spending double charge here, and look at that. I think they're on the same page. Wall charge and door charge. Open up the west side of the map. Control it. They only have to deal with that one barbed wire on the south end. If they can get through fridges and flashbang enough of tellers, they can use Omni Bomb to create a really powerful hold here. Well, they have to be careful of this, though. On map, I'm going to draw a line from bathroom. Because of Omni Bomb, if they start to defuse from the west side, they're going to have to deal with this angle from bathroom and tellers. So if tellers and bathroom both fight at the same time, they can usually pick that guy off from the back of the bomb. So this is going to come down to actually getting a lot of picks. I don't think early bomb pressure will win the round. If they do that, they might just end up sacrificing the bomb diffuser.
Right.
Another thing to mention about this map is that if you blow the freezer, you probably want a guy back here just to cut this map in half again, like I pointed out before. And by doing that, you can usually pick off a guy in the middle of the storefront. That guy, in this case, is going to be Ikazo with a mop. So you have to be extra careful in this situation, but that's going to be another duel. We're going to see if Shinwa can actually win this duel against Ikazo this round.
And that is the question. It's the big one, because Ikazo in a lot of these rounds, just getting an early mop shot has been huge for them. With that door down and the freezer, they kicked it. Kick barb.
But they have the frag.
Huge.
Merchant has the frag.
That's right. At least with that door down, they can at least anticipate when we see this. Okay, shots are coming out.
Nice shot on Gnomes. 50. That's huge.
That's early damage. That's good for Gnomes here. But this peak, Shinwa's going to have to go first and take this kill onto Ikazo. If he's able to get this. Does take damage, down to 65, but no kill from Ikazo. And they're able to swing a little bit more here and take some more pressure off.
They saw the wall. They saw the wall. Sachi
wow.
saw Sleep run past with wall, so Domsy needs to get this molly down, and Ikazo needs to get ready for that wall charge. There he is.
I think the molly might be too...
Oh, neither.
The molly doesn't even come out.
The pick.
Gnome's slowing it down a little bit, but it just looks like the pressure from GB here is going to be huge.
Oh, beautiful pick from Shinwa.
Wow! Ikazo, that is Ikazo done in that... Domsy,
no! Station caught.
That is massive.
Station needs to not move for the rest of this round. Just stay still. Wait for Sleep. Wait for Shinwa's flash. Sleep, what are you doing? Shinwa has the flash. Station, call it. You know where Plebdo is.
Oh, the timing, though.
No! And he gets the pick. Plebdo is just too crazy.
Shinwa, Saber in a 1v2. That's a huge blunder. They had that round in the bag there. All they had to do was play the angles right. And now it's a 1v2.
That was terrible. Even though Sleep got that pick on Sachi, he needed to wait just for a quarter of a second. I don't think he understood where Plebdo was at all. They needed to be yelling, bottom storefront, Plebdo, run. The murder machine is loose in bottom storefront.
And what can Shinwa do here? Only 2 bullets left, I think, on the Saber. I don't know if he's able to make any kind of entry. He's just going to have to save and fight another day, I think.
He's got Clacker and he's got Saber. He needs to sprint
in
a second here. He's got 65 HP. Maybe it's a little risky to start running here, but he really needs to get back in that truck or just stay alive here.
Yeah, Pleb's moving a little bit. He might be spawn blood.
All right, it's good. He checked south and not shed side. All right, that's good enough. I mean,
so
at least
unfortunate.
They saved. That is brutal. Yeah, just the fact that Station couldn't get that refrag too. I didn't see his health pool, but I think it was quite low.
Station, I believe, had around 20 or 30 health. I didn't go to his first person, so I
that's one shot from
exact
a
value,
KR,
but
even on a one shot generally. So not ideal. But you know, really, man. After you kill Ikazo, I don't know why Shinwa just was not holding that flash ready to go. He could have just said, "All right, Sleep, I'm flashing you bottom storefront," but that just didn't seem like it ever happened. He just kept playing that passive long hold. When I pointed out early on as well that bathroom is the key for that west push, right? You know that the bathroom is going to be the main staging ground to create those crossfires. So they just didn't have a plan for the bottom. They could have just why did they even end up in arcade? Come to think of it.
Yeah. I don't know.
Freezer? That was bizarre. I need to rewatch that round. That's kind of a weird one to me.
Yeah, for me, that's kind of one of those situations where it's like you kind of already have that pressure coming from the Saber, and you might as well just maintain that pressure and take your team to the north side of the map and extend that way. Or maybe just have one person in arcade for Shinwa to flash you out and get you in, like you said. But I don't know. That just seemed like one of those rounds where they had that tiny sliver of opportunity to make something happen in that take. And after that point, it's just kind of point of no return where your opportunity's gone. Plebdo comes through, gets 2, 3, however many kills he gets, and that's the round over. But 6-4, still have time to take one more and end this set here and bring it to a third game. But Brutus Tiger, they're going to have to make something happen here, and this was the fun brick house, and it looks like they're opting for the same thing here.
Oh boy, we're seeing another red barb. I'm not sure that Gnomes will be ready for 2 in a row. This means that, and of course, again, for any new players who are tuning in, you cannot put barbed wires at red doors. When you do that and a red door blows up, it destroys the barbed wire. So what do you do to get a barbed wire down at a red door? You kick the red door. Now, doing that means you've just given the attackers a free entry point, so you do not want to do that. But if your entire team collaborates on that and you really have a good strategy and good teamwork to do this, then what you can do is get the barbed wire in that red door to force them to use a frag grenade instead of a door charge. Now, why this isn't actually going to be that impactful in this round, I feel, is that because they're opting to bring the frag grenade and the door charge again, they can simply use the frag grenade on the brick house barb and then use the door charge on the next door that they come to. Sachi has a barbed wire here to use on the lockers, so really it should just be the same anyway.
Yep, shots going through. Barb does go down. The molly, though, no sleep.
No patience for the molly. What happened?
Yeah, way too fast. And Ikazo, you're done. And that is not a good way to open this. Merchant is through on that reception, though. It's going to maybe help take some pressure off of that Brickhouse team. And he's going to go a lot faster.
But that crossfire is too good. Merchant
Station's
needs to win this fight on tie.
Oh, he doesn't. It's 2v5. It's just not looking good for Gnomes here. Merchant is ready to take a fight with Ty, though.
Oh, they get lost in the smoke.
Action. The smoke goes down. Merchant's
so confused.
He just goes through, but he can't get the kill.
Forget it. At that point, Merchant's like, who cares? My whole team's dead. Whatever.
What a bizarre round.
I'm going to walk in the kitchen.
Oh, man.
That was a complete disaster. I mean, realistically, it shouldn't matter, right? You get the frag grenade in. You pop your flash, but you cook it. You just pull the pin. You go, hey, we're ready to push in. And then hopefully you can bait out a molly. You spend a flash. Okay, a molly comes out, but you don't have to go in. You want to wait for mollies. You should always call as the IGL before the round starts or in the middle of the round if things change. You should always say, hey, we're waiting for mollies. Or, hey, let's try and rush. Right? A rush means who cares about the molly? We take 20 damage. We run through. You know, we're going to take maybe 20 to 60 damage. But, you know, whatever, right? We try and win the duel off of the fact that they're holding mollies in their hands and not guns, right? You can do that sometimes, but the problem is there that they had a mop watching, so they had to flash the mop to concuss them away from the door. 6-5 now, man. I don't know what to say. This is not ideal because this map is really, really, really strong for defense. And I want to point out, I did not miss this. I'm sure Twitch chat's already looking at this, but Domsy has a door charge and a clacker.
Oh, dear.
And this also means that Gnomes, I think, are down to no frags. So they have just door charge, clacker, saber, and 5 flashes. How do you ration out a map? How do you ration out this map? Right. What you do is you probably open up entrance and put 2 people there. You need to win your duel with the saber. You have to try and get at least a pick in lobby or push them back into hallway. You send 3 people through the vents. You probably flash out the top bathroom side vent into hallway, and then drop into loans with another flash in here. Spend like 2 flashes getting in green. At that point, you have 3 flashes left over. You probably have your third guy maybe go outside and him flash the manager from exterior, which I think is what they're planning right now. And from there, you can flash, get the kick, and then run in. With no frag grenade, that's going to be really tough. They have to flash through the barbed wire. So anyone who's playing South Manager can just molly that barbed wire again. That's going to be really, really tough to get through that barb. I think the key of this round, as Ty's going to point out, is like, hey, this barb screwed me up. We should do the same thing. That barb is really, really, really good. As for the door charge and clacker, you can slap that on anything. You can put it on a security. You can put it on a green door. You can put it on a red door. Whatever they want, they can just blow someone up here. It'll probably be placed on security, to be honest, because it's kind of easy to mask it in there.
It's going to have to be a delicate balance here from the attacking side. Going to have to thread the needle in this round.
What? Why? I was even trying to watch that.
I think kind of consolation here for Gnomes as they come into this map is that they've already guaranteed a tie. I believe they have guaranteed that they play a third regardless of the outcome of this round. So I think it's just kind of a last-ditch effort. Maybe we can get the win and give ourselves a moral victory. But again,
Plebdo
It's just
down a bunch of HP. Same with Index.
I think they're going to encounter some of the same issues that GB had on this security funnel, and just getting through to that button. I think it's just,
This could get weird because Domsey just dropped the clacker for a barbed wire. He has no intention to use this door charge anymore because doing so would destroy their own barbed wire against a team that has no frag grenades. So I don't think they're even going to use the door charge, which is a shame to not see that, but they have to go for this full manager. Where's the exterior guy with this flash?
Oh, Index!
That molly is going to be huge, but no,
they get in. Person gets in!
Where's the kill on
Index
Domsey?
gets in. And they're just biding their time waiting for that molly to go down so their teammates can get in. And I think they might have time to get through this accounting with enough flashes.
No flashes.
And, oh no, but you're right.
Again, they've put a flash on Shinwa, who's never going to use it.
Exactly.
He's on the other side of the map.
That's a huge misstep there, and he's not really doing much over there. Just kind of giving information from security, but there's not much to give. Station does take out Sachi.
Sleep needs to find a kill on Domsey. There it is. Sleep could maybe pull through here. Shinwa, where are you?
Looks like he's finally rotating over, but Sleep's already in by himself.
30 seconds on the board now. Plebdo, half HP against Sleep here. Ikazo now watching north side. Where is the flashbang?
Only the flash comes out, but...
You got 20 seconds.
Okay, button is down.
There's a trade. It's 1v1 with 15 seconds on the board. Ikazo's just going to run over and close the vault. Let's
if he's able to beat it out, but...
3, 2...
No.
Where are you going?
Oh,
he doesn't even know where to go. No, Shinwa, where are you this round? Where are you this round? Unfortunate. It was a good try from him, but honestly, yeah, there was very little communication going towards him that game. Kudos to GB for bringing it back from 5-2 to a 6-6. Very disappointing on that C-store, I think. I think that C-store set the tone, because you had to win that C-store. They lost the C-store. They were kind of destined to lose the rest of the set. Especially this bank. That bank would have been really hard to win with what they had.
Mm-hmm.
But a very, very good try from Gnomes. They did pull off that wonderful tie. That is what you want to see. They could still do it, but they need to look at that C-store really quick and go, what the heck were we doing? That was free. We knew what to do there. We could have won that so easily. We had all the util taken we needed. We just had to close it out. But that was a damn good showing from them. So we'll see if they want another break here, and then...
I believe we'll probably have a 5, as is customary. It's gonna have to confirm with the teams there what they're planning on doing. It may end up just being a matter of, all right, both teams are still warm. Why take another break? Just finish this out. But we'll have to confirm here real quick. I just think I've heard you very passionate about that before, where it's just, why would you take that precious utility, especially in that last round of that split, and put it on the Saber?
Who's going to be have utility?
Away. Yeah.
His job is to not swap off of his gun, right? His gun is the utility. There's no reason for him to have it. You should just drop it at the entrance to an ally who's going to use it. Whoever uses the first flash picks up the Saber guy's flash, if you need to do it that way. There's nothing wrong with doing that. Man, that is brutal. They just had that one flash for Plebdo. I think that round would have been theirs. That was so well played, even in spite of the fact that GB had all the barbed wire set up for security, and they had manager control, and they had a door charging clacker. They still managed to just, Gnomes managed to just barely eke their way through into manager.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, they're gonna have to take some time, think on that. Looks like we are taking a couple more minutes of a break, and we will be back for the third game, Global Breakout and Gnomes. We'll be right back.
See ya.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Global Breakout Gnomes. We are into a third map here. It's going to be an interesting one. We have kind of the way this is set up, because we have a Global Breakout victory, and the Gnomes tie, which means that if Global Breakout in this third match hits 6 rounds, it's an automatic win for Global Breakout. They take the series. But if Gnomes take this map, it goes to an OT, which is played like I believe it's a ranked 1st to 4, correct?
Yeah, it's basically like a casual match, but played back-to-back casuals until there's a decided winner.
Yep, so it's going to be up to Gnomes to keep them from hitting this 6 and forcing that OT. Again, Doodler back on cast, joined again, Revenant, Mr. Magenta Man.
Howdy.
Yep, and we're just kind of waiting to get back into the server. I believe they are in. Yeah. Awesome. So we're gonna hop in, and game 3.
Yeah.
Gnomes, this has got to close this out. It's
amazing showing by Gnomes to get 5-2. Really, really sad to see that they couldn't manage to get that 7-2 out of that C-store, I think, is where they really started to crumble. Um, what I really want to see Gnomes do this game is get Shinwa to drop his damn flashbang. He doesn't need one, right? I was saying this before, but like that is honestly all they need because the rounds are so close. It's gonna just have to take one more flash. The rounds are decided by like a single flashbang. Plebdo on C store, flash him, sleep in station, swing him. You got to win right there. So I think if the rounds are being decided that close, sometimes realistically they have to make a very small change right now, and I think it'll be great. I think it'll be no problem at all.
Yep, it's just it's been close. I've just seen Gnomes on the verge of just taking these, showing great, but it's just the little things like we're mentioning, just little execution stuff that is keeping them from taking probably. I mean, from the last game, I could imagine 2 or
Easy
3
victory.
different rounds where
Yeah,
a loss should have been a victory, and I just have to correct that, or else again, this is just gonna go. It's gonna be GB getting to 6, and their series run is gonna be over. It's going to have to correct this for this match here, but we are starting off on a C-Store, Operation Lotus Cause.
Mm-hmm.
This is a funky one. I like it.
All right, a little bit of trolling, I think, from GB on the planning side. If we look at map, we can see a door charge placed on the green door, another door charge on the next green door, and then 2 frag grenades on the green doors following. So
I think this is new meta.
This is definitely new meta. I wouldn't say meta, maybe. I would say new. It is new. But no, they're not going to do that, of course. What they're going to do is use the standard wall charge storefront breach. They got to keep things simple here. Get the Saber out, lock down those long angles, send the team through green to try and take fridges and freezer, I believe, and then cap the bomb from the freezer side. If you have a guy playing behind the ice bags and watching office, and your next guy is sitting on the bomb, what you can do is have a full east to west hold where you're all playing on the east side, and then Saber's got this crossfire cutting the map in half, like I keep saying. And I say that because it's important. Additionally, to point out here is you have a lot of extra cover in this storefront right at the very, very bottom. And so wall charges and door charges have a 3 square, I don't want to call it a radius. It's not a radius. It's more of a phallic shape. It's going to go right out of that wall like that, and it's going to blow up anyone who's sitting there. But because of all this cover, they actually could be playing really close on storefront from either side. So I would like to see if someone plays right here, honestly, or even plays like early rat spot like in this corner. You could get away with a lot in this map if you do it efficiently. Although, of course, you have a green door on the east side, so I don't know. Looks like we're going to see 2 knacks on this map. Not ideal, I think, on a map like this. If it comes down to long-range fights, the APs are going to win out against knacks, but Merchant is in a really powerful spot right now. Let's see what he can pull off of this kick at green door. Hopefully we get to see him grab a pick. Wall charge comes out.
Yep, wall charge comes down to Kazo, watching those long angles, keeping an eye on those fridges and that back freezer, making sure nobody rotates back out. But Merchant, like he said, takes some shots, get some damage on the tie. Not too much, but a little bit to start things off. They have full control of green here now. Some wallbangs do come through. Again, not a lot of connection.
Flash on station.
Tachi and Kazo, yep. That flash goes out, and Domsy with pick.
Sleep dies as well.
Sleep.
Oh no, and
oh man,
plow right through.
And just like that, the defense is crumbling. Shinwa last alive versus 4. You know, tied low health, like I mentioned, but again, it's just gonna be. Yep, Akazu's on the other side of that bomb. He's gonna have to rotate all the way around through the freezer, or get some wall bangs. Does get him off, but Ty, he's in there. You're done. Round 1 goes to Global Breakout. That was a quick one. That was.
Yeah, what were they doing in fridges, man? Where's the barbed wire? You go for 2 barbs, 1 in green, 1 for the arcade red. It's not even like a deep arcade red. Like, you're not even intending to actually hold it. Like, what's the plan here? You want to hold it from tellers? Fine, okay. You hold it from tellers, hold it from storefront. That barb I can deal with. I can deal with a green barb. That's fine, even if you're only going to play for 2 seconds with Merchant. But where's the barb for fridges out of storage? If this barb isn't present, or there's nothing to stop them coming out of fridges, this is the easiest place in the world to flash, right? You've only got 3 squares from the breach. Ikazu, I think, just throws a flash in on fridges, and then, or whoever was with him, and then suddenly station's full flash, Sleep is concussed. Why is Sleep not playing back of freezer with the freezers open, holding from here with like an Ingmar or KRM? Should have been reversed. There should have been Sleep playing in bathroom. Merchant rotates out to play back of freezer with the shelves open. That would have been a much better round. They had the rough idea of a setup, but hadn't really thought out all the angles yet. And you know what? I don't think GB did either. They just kind of threw flashes and went in, and it worked.
Yeah. No, it's kind of what I was mentioning before. They had kind of a bare bones setup, and it's just the little details like that. Just like, put a barb there, and your hold is just 10 times immediately so much easier. Don't have to worry about that side as much, and they're just able to get through. Not a lot of contests, and round 1, you know, in GB's favor. And if they're able to keep that momentum, again, we mentioned before, their road to victory here for Global Breakout is a lot easier than it has been before. Just needing to get to 6 rounds, secure a tie, and again, series over. So Gnomes gonna have to step up a little bit here and fix a few things. And it's like we said, I mean, we've seen them do so well this series. They have glimmers of greatness, and
Once
they're
again,
just
yeah.
not able to hold that for too long before Global Breakout takes it back. So onto this kill dome. It's gonna have to be a lot cleaner. Gonna have to get that defense set up and win this round here. It's really important.
CDK, C-Store Dome Kill House. Dome Kill House, with the use of the wall charge on the first round, means I think that we're going to see a door charge on the observation perhaps here. 2 charges on Kill House is good, of course. There's a lot of flexibility there. You can blow up doors. But if you don't blow anything up on this round, you're going to telegraph that there's going to be a door charge used on a barbed wire door on an upcoming round. That's going to maybe actually help them out, help Gnomes out to better identify what that defense should look like on the Kill House. But they just removed the puck from observation. We may not actually see a door charge in obs here. Generally, how a map like this is going to play out is, and base looks really weird here from map view. You might have to do some little fly cam work around base. This is not a rotation right here. To get into observation, you have to go wide on beach, pretty far around, or make the parkour through here. And then you're going to go up the stairs, and then into observation. And because of that, you can play a really strong observation hold with crossfires from the lower side of jungle and a guy inside obs. And the guy inside obs can obviously use obs to communicate what's going on in beach. Hopefully we get to see something like that. No, we don't.
Mm-hmm.
So we're actually going to see no one playing. Yeah, but no charges, but also no one playing in obs, right? If they had no charges, they should really be playing in the obs with the molly and just be ready to play the crosses. But we're seeing a heavy pit hold. Thoroughly disagree with this heavy pit hold, right? There's going to be a Domsy's frag grenade will get used on base to pit, and then Index will have a much harder time fighting this duel. I don't know what's going to happen here. Giving them obs as
I don't
well.
know. This is so much map control that GB is going to have right off the rip here. They're going to see that they're really not receiving much fire from that observation angle. They're going to be able to get a flash in or just go in dry. Akazo's already in. And they have that observation fully under control. And it's just up to that pit and that jungle. Those crossfires are going to have to be on point for the side of Gnomes to be able to take this attack and throttle it as much as they need to win this round. But again, they have so much utility left.
There's the kick from Domsy, and now what are you doing, Shinwa? There's no wall bangs on Dome. How do you not know this?
I was gonna mention that.
What are you doing?
Maybe mental
Everything
warfare.
on Dome is bulletproof. Everything on Dome. What is he? He won't stop shooting. No one is telling him that Dome walls are bulletproof.
Oh boy.
He has not watched my video apparently.
It's unforgivable. And we see Sachi. Sachi is already calling. There's almost no presence in jungle and all in pit, and he's able to give that information to the team. They can maybe rotate some people over and go to this jungle.
They're all in one spot, and there's no molly.
Yeah, it's just, how do they hold this? Oh, but Sleep gets 2.
Sleep's insane. That's
looks into refrag, and they don't get it.
Oh, the flashes don't land at all. Sachi can manage to get 1 pick, but Ikazo now as well goes down to
Sleep with 3.
3K.
That's huge.
Sachi is flanked by Merchant. That's it. How did they
how does GB fumble that one?
All they needed was a flash close, a flash deep on Sleep, and then finally a flash on the left side towards Index, but they just didn't ration those out or plan them at all.
That's ridiculous.
Where did Plebdo go down? He went second, and he went down deep, I think. Sleep finding that angle to weave right through. I imagine Plebdo's not happy that his door was not being held, and he died for that angle, but well played by Gnomes there, I suppose. I'm just utterly shocked that they managed to call that they'd be able to play that anti-flash that well against such a quick take. I mean, the fewer rooms that are between the entrance to the bomb means the more flashes per room, right? So if they only have to take a portion of observation, base, and then the pit, realistically, that's plenty. 5 flashes is plenty for that. So I don't know. That seemed very strange.
I think that was one of the freest rounds they've had this series, and it goes down like that. I think.
Yeah.
You know what I think? I think it was Merchant's wallbangs. I think that was the key decider there.
You said Merchant's wallbangs?
Yeah. Or Shinwa, rather. Yeah.
Shinwa. Yeah, Shinwa's wallbangs. The fear
That's
factor.
A head scratcher.
Suddenly, GB, he was gaslighting GB into second guessing, like, what? Can they wallbang now?
Can he do that? No way.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, this map, this one is also a head scratcher. I am not a fan of this map. This one, I've never really known the proper way to take this.
All right, here's
I know I've played it a few times, and you've played it a few times. Remember the funny wall charge here, but
Plebdo goes checkpoint, and he walks through your barbed wire, making no noise somehow, and kills you while your pants are down and you have a molly in your hand. And he goes up to office, and then he just perfectly triangulates everyone's positions with wall bangs and kills like 3 people, office, kitchen, and north, and maybe not the brick house because you can't do that with an AP, but kills a guy in office, wall bangs a guy over here, wall bangs one here, and then the round's over.
Yeah, GG.
He uses like echolocation or something. I don't know how he does it.
It's insane. No, it's ridiculous. But they're setting up. It's like a door charge for that patio kitchen door. That position's always been kind of funky with just the way that you can. It all depends on how much the defenders are willing to kind of stick their neck out in kitchen and go through those windows. Because I mean that can go very well in your favor to get early damage, but it could also be a opening pick for the attackers and no bueno for you. So it looks like they're not going to be extending too much into that kitchen as they shouldn't.
I actually like this map quite a bit. I think it's an interesting one. The courtyard doesn't get much gameplay because it actually doesn't look at the bomb site or even the room next to bomb site. So this courtyard is actually a little bit more interesting than I think other courtyards are in that respect. Domsy's actually going to be the one to go solo push here.
Yeah, smokes out into that hall.
I don't think he wins that. Nice pick from Merchant right away.
Yeah, that's great. Wallbangs do come out from Pleb, though. Oh, and Pleb, though, I think he got hit by that mob there through the wall, and he's down to...
I think it was Merchant.
20 HP. It was a Merchant? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, lots of early damage on a GB here.
Domsy doesn't take quite enough damage there to get like body shot out by Shinwa. So Shinwa's in a pickle now without sleep to babysit him. So he kind of has to rotate back to the north end of the hallway to play that pixel.
Door charge down onto this green door here. And that
charges down.
Okay, and that molly or that barb's down.
What's the point of door charging? I guess just to clear the barb. I figured they'd try and rush that.
They do have a grenade, though.
In hand.
Oh, the grenade goes out. Oh, and they get the second barbed wire here in that blue door brick house, and that makes their push so much easier. It is expensive, but that might...
through courtyard as well.
Station's going to have to come huge here, I think. Oh, no, and they molly out that back. Station, here we go. Here we go, Station. Station! Yes! He gets tied. That is a huge pick.
Sick 'em. Where is Merchant coming? I think someone on Gnome must have called that 4 flashes at least were used, but at this point, because Buddo's got the last flasher, he's rotating it in for Sachi. I mean, Domsy's on the flank, which I really don't agree with here. I think you just need to have that full force. Pray your one flashbang concusses a couple of them, and then just try and overwhelm them with HP. But the 1 HP right now, the best you can do is flash Station.
Index. Oh no! They lose that.
What's happening? It's down to Station with 1 HP. He's got 12 seconds to clutch here. He gets one. He got 2!
Let's go! Station goes huge with the auto. Oh my lord! 2-1 Gnomes.
He's an auto in a dream.
Whew! That is massive. His teammates flash. They take that swing, and he's got to recover from that stun. And he's like, "Uh-oh, my team's dead. I gotta push that," and he does. Oh man, Station's fired up. I can hear him in that voice call right now.
Now, if you watch, I recommend you guys watch Station's videos on YouTube. They're the most wildly creative and bizarre videos about due process. I love them genuinely. I'm not calling them bizarre to downplay them. They are so cool. I love his videos. And I think in his last video, he actually has an ace against GB, I think with the auto as well, from a recent scrim, which I think is just incredible. But so shout outs to him once again. That was pretty amazing. I'm really disappointed that it came down to just him having to fight that out, but I'm sure Gnomes is super psyched now to have Station on their team and him pulling out the play like that.
Yeah,
that bodes well for them for sure.
That's huge for morale, I think. I think I can imagine the effect that's going to have on the VC after, they did get a round down, but Station just goes huge, casual, auto shotgun. It's kind of his jam, and he gets another round for his team in that split, which is huge. Ending off that split with 2-1. Just for them, I think just maintaining a gap of at least a round or two on Global Breakout to make sure that, okay, we're keeping them from getting this tie. We're going to secure this overtime and win there. That's what they're going to have to do. And Lotus Cause, first round of this split here. And Saber set up, wall charge for Storefront, and it's going to be a bloodbath, I think, this
one. Yeah. You've got pretty vanilla setup again, kind of mirroring what their idea was here. One unique difference that I like, I kind of like it, is that Station is going to be doing a smoke grenade over here on the corner of Arcade. And so exterior smokes in this game do penetrate through walls right now. And what that means is that smoke is going to cover about a 2 square radius roughly. So it's going to create a circle of smoke like this. And what that'll let them do is it'll let them bypass some of these angles through the storefront and fridges without being worried about this guy in arcade necessarily. The reason I say I'm not super happy about that, or I don't think it's great, is that you're putting Station in a corner of the map where he might not be able to react right away. And yeah, Domsy might not be that high impact by playing in that corner. We'll see, though. He could. It all depends on how much time they want to dwell in fridges and not taking Freezer or whatever their plan is.
It looks like Plebdo playing with that auto shotgun. Molly ready for that green door. It may end up being a wild card. That charge does go down. Shinwa just kind of pieing his angle deep into fridge there.
Oh, and Plebdo comes right back out into sleep. But he manages to get Merchant.
He gets a kill, but he's low.
He's so low. Merchant just had to spray that.
On that. Station does get Domsy. That is a kill. That's a little bit of a light and load, but
yeah,
they do have a little bit more room to kind of come through this storefront. But Akazo,
Sleep,
with that long
should be right up against this wall banging Plebdo while Index helps him. Because Index has no flashbang. Sleep could rotate out and flash right now. Honestly, what Merchant needs to be doing right now is miking on and saying what to do. He needs to be communicating to his team where these flashes need to go. Oh, but Index gets it.
And Sleep behind the
Akazo goes down.
Yeah, he's coming.
Sachi!
What just happened?
Everyone lost their duels to the better team.
Yeah, and it's just tie 1v4.
Proving that they can win this, no problem.
We got Ty, another close situation.
This is a complete mirror.
No.
It's the same thing. Ty was on attack. Ty was up there when Shinwa had the knack in the same position. I mean, that's all you can do at that point with the knack player. It's not too surprising, but it was a complete mirror of that round, basically, with the only difference being that that Plebdo is kind of what anchored that round. I mean, he was really controlling the engagements, but as he often does. But in that situation, he was only able to walk away with that one pick.
Yeah, it's just on that top side of the map. Ty just needs a little bit of help because just one thing crumbles down in that storage or in that fridge position, and he's just by himself.
I was out there.
A few times already.
The line I drew earlier is really important, right? Like if he just plays in the far back of arcade to play for Ikazo, you have that. I'm going to say it again, that 180 crossfire, right, where you're both looking at one thing from two completely different sides. As soon as Domsy swings, he's not just killed himself, he's killed his ally, right? He's killed Ikazo. Right, as soon as he was out in the open like that. Now, whether or not he was forced to do that, I don't know. I need to look at a replay for that. It doesn't matter too much, but the idea is if he can rotate into the back of arcade and leave for a second, kind of hide, and maybe Ikazo can likewise back up into freezer, that's better than just killing yourself to try and get a pick, such that if you trade, you'll probably end up killing your ally, right? That happens a lot in these team-oriented games, but even more so in due process, where the potential for individuals to succeed is diminished a little bit by the difference of like headshot multipliers and whatnot. So Ikazo's a little bit less self-sufficient as soon as his friends over at the storefront go down.
And I just looked at the stats, and we're seeing that. I mean, everyone on Global Breakout is showing up with at least 2 kills, and there's Ikazo with 20 total damage in this game so far.
20 damage from Ikazo?
20 damage total.
After 4 rounds. That's pretty brutal. I need to look at how he's playing his utility a little more, because that doesn't necessarily always mean that he's doing a bad job. He might have altered his positions a little bit and altered his utility usage to be more effective in other areas. And maybe it's also the case that that Gnomes is not challenging him. So I wouldn't say that that's him playing poorly necessarily. It's not by necessity, but I would say that it's worth analyzing, and I think I'll keep that in mind as we look at the next round and see how he's playing his util. But also because we're going on to defense, I think his damage is going to go way up now because of course attackers have big health pool. Defenders only have the one job of killing Argus, so it's a little bit simplified, and I think he's going to get his damage back here anyway.
That's
Uniquely, we're seeing a door charge on jungle, which is really, really bad. I'm just going to be honest, right? The moment you blow that, what you can do as a defender is molly it to pause the game for like 2 seconds, right? Molly comes down, things are kind of static. Now you can rotate a guy, if they're not already up there, or rotate a guy into observation. Your observation guys that are up here can now hold this sort of 2-pronged position. And as long as they keep the guys off of beach, then you're fine. What I like, though, is that Gnomes is considering that, and they're thinking, okay, the real push is going to be the 3 we're sending beach. So even though they don't have 5 to hold base beach obs, I think they can manage to pull off 3 into obs and probably get a pick out of that. So hopefully they manage to do that. GB, if they want to make a comeback here and get these rounds on the board, what they're going to have to do is play this observation really strong. I think Ikazo's going to have to land a couple shots. And right away, we can see Plebdo playing inside base as he is up and found in his natural habitat. He's nice and comfy with his teammates next to him and a Molotov. So we'll see what happens here. But he's actually aiming. I'm just curious about how he's aiming here. He's actually aiming for the high side, the north side of this.
Yeah, both him and Ty are playing that angle together. And
let's see which side Station goes for. There's the molly. He's actually
oh, it's the molly. Yep.
Yeah, Station avoids it nicely. The Molly
Yep.
will go out as the smoke goes out, so it's kind of a neutral
Mhm.
state for both teams here. Doms, you
Yep,
don't think he hasn't called the jungle yet.
Yep, kick finally goes out though. A lot of shots going down range.
Domsy's all
Station takes a little
alone.
bit of damage. Yep, Domsy's by himself down there with Merchant asleep at that red door. One perfect flash, and it's really just for a lot of these positions, just one flash is going to make your life so much easier on that attack. And
I
it's
think
Plebdo is still
Station should
just
flash below here and push Ty if he sees him.
yeah, well, 3 guns on that spot. It's going to have to be
Too late
perfect.
now.
Shenhua takes a couple shots over to that observation. Flash does go out. Station and Index making their way up. Shots coming out from Plebdo. Ty goes down, Station. Tomsy trades that out. It's up to Plebdo.
Ooh, nice angle from Index.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of kills, and now
Sachi
Sachi's suddenly left alone in pit.
All right, he could theoretically win this. I think if his Molly manages to kill Index and hurt Station, maybe, like, then I think he could probably end up finding a win against Shenhua, just because this is not ideal for a Saber to be playing. They're gonna wrap him, I think, maybe.
Yep, he's swinging that, but Shenhua, he's got to be. He's not watching that with the Saber. He does see him though.
I'm walking here.
Down. Yeah, he's not anymore. Goes down and 4-1 for Gnomes here. This is a great showing. This is exactly what they needed.
That's right. They need to pick up the Clacker as well in this round, I think, right? They have got a Molly picked up and a flash saved. Why am I seeing a flash on Shenhua again? I thought we talked about this. But Index managed to save a frag rate, which is quite big.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, to your point, we've actually seen a couple instances. I've noticed 3 times we've had a flash on a sniper this game. So, I don't...
It's fine sometimes, but, like, you have to use it. It's not like you just can... It's not... They don't get scared because it's in your pocket. They get scared because you throw it for your teammates once the long range is cleared, you know?
Yeah. There are worse sins. They could be gloveless Argus, so I don't even want to get started on that.
I don't know about that.
Absolutely not. No, well, Gnomes continuing their momentum here. That is huge for them. You know, GB getting 1 round early, but again, the momentum just definitely in Gnomes' favor here, and they have to keep that going to force this overtime in this series here. It's their only path forward. You know, GB has admittedly a little bit of an easier time round-wise, just how much they need to win. And you know, this uphill battle for Gnomes seems to be going somewhat well so far.
Ooh. Look at those frag grenade placements. Hopefully we can take a look at that on the map screen here and see that Gnomes is having a very similar reflection on this map. That what they're doing is they're considering the fact that they can nade to get rid of this barb, but also use a nade to clear out that brick house. They know that Station was able to win that round off of that brick house cubby. So if they can nade that, they can effectively push everyone out into the open, or just outright kill them with the frag grenade. So that would be huge. Landing that nade is another story. It can be a little tricky if they get pushed at the right time, or if someone throws a molly at them, they could get panicked, and then that frag might not get anything done.
Yeah, I mean, this will be a fun one. I'll admit, while I might not necessarily know the best way to play this map, it's always interesting just to see the different approaches the teams take. Because, I mean, it's been a while since I've seen this map, but I think this was the first time I've seen nades being used in that way through those windows, just to kind of deny those barb placements, because brick house is always heavy with the barbs, and a lot of the times if you're too slow as an attacker, you get to the brick house and it's just 3 barbs in your face, you can't get in, and you're just done for the round. But the way that they're kind of countering that and making sure, okay, we have the space to breathe once we get in this brick house, I like that. And I think if we see it, you know, come out in kind of a similar fashion as to how GB put that out, and they're able to get in, and they're not facing a station with an auto shotgun, so that's an inherent advantage going in for them. But you know, closing this out, getting up to a 5-1 is going to be huge for Gnomes if they're able to close this.
All right, I was going to suggest that Plebdo play in the hallway on the south side, and he is actually going to be playing there. I had a strong feeling he would be there. What this means, though, is that the other KR is going to be on Ty, and since they're playing both the KRs pretty close on the hallway, they're not going to have extremely powerful wallbang potential from the office into the kitchen if Ty doesn't make that rotation in time. So if Ty gets locked down here, it's going to be up to Domsy to find those wallbangs in the kitchen.
That's right. Yep, and they're not really playing anything close in kitchen. They're playing for those wallbangs. Breach does go out a little bit slow. Nobody entering yet, just kind of letting them use util and bullets downrange from the GB side to give them a little more flexibility later, but they're going in now. Station with the auto shotgun going in point. I love to see that. Station's in, Index is in. And Sleep creeping around that checkpoint, clearing out that... oh, no.
UAV has zapped Plebdo.
Oh no!
Plebdo. Domsy shot through a wall bang, opened up the windows, and Plebdo just sat in front of the window for just
Oh
too long.
no! And
That's
Gnomes
a
there.
disaster.
Domsy does. Okay, he does get a pick though. Does make up for it, but Sleep. He gets in. He does get Domsy. That's a huge pick. Now it's just 3 defenders left, holding off this push. Sleep is definitely low. This is winnable hold for Global Breakout, but
look at Sleep's HP at this point, right? Sleep is playing basically utility. He's just going to play for support. He's going to come down to a Shinwa entry with Index. Index does have a KRM now, but what a swing from Sachi!
Oh no, Index!
It's going to result in a team kill as well. Index needs to get rid of this frag grenade. Brenner goes deep, but it's not deep enough.
Oh,
and that's it for Ikazo. Oh, what a disaster. They all stacked up right in time for Sachi to make that swing, and what a powerful swing that was, resulting in a team kill and a kill itself on Sleep. That was really not ideal. They need to flash close, carefully, get Index in. That really should have been a change in gears, right? That should have been a much slower take. As soon as they had control of the map, as soon as they were down to 3v3, they needed to be really careful with their flashes and get that in. One close, one deep, flash deep, and then put the frag in, you know? But that just, it all happened too fast. It all folded.
It's a lot of strange missteps that round. It was just so close. A lot of points in that round, but new half. Starting off on a bank, full ghost.
Plebdo lets out a sigh of relief that his unfortunate demise was not what ruined the round. But I kind of expected them to win that round regardless. I thought it would be because of Plebdo's wallbangs being on point on the kitchen, but in fact it was not. It was a really good swing from Sachi, and kudos to him.
Yeah, that's right. And Gnomes approaching an attack on this bank. We've seen them be incredibly strong at just getting in through that entrance. Looks like that's what they're drawing for. Getting in through an entrance with green support or what have you, getting those flashes where they need to be, and just funneling through that entrance and getting those opening kills that they need to, equalize that round very, very early, give them a, early advantage. But
how much do you want to bet on defense? Merchant plays behind this guy right here in lobby in the entrance.
I would bet a fair number of channel points, I think.
Yeah. All right, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll take you up on that.
Security it's got the button in it. You've got an X-ray machine to play a nice little crossfire through here. This is just 3 squares, so a barbed wire is not going to be sufficient to cover this choke point, which means that your barbed wire is probably going to be spent towards accounting, which is what we're seeing. I think Gnomes is expecting to see a barbed wire here, which I think is actually probably a little better because you can play the manager line and the teller's angle. These 2 barbs are much different, but we'll see if those are better. I guess theoretically they're better because one frag grenade won't destroy both, and they're both going to cover the north side of an accounting red door take. Of course, they're not going to go red door on accounting, so if those barbs aren't late barbs, this could be really, really good for Gnomes, not having any barbs to deal with through it. They're not late barbs, so this is quite good for Gnomes.
Yeah, no kidding. Here we go, 4-2. Gnomes going to have to make this happen here. Domsy opening up that vault, letting some teammates in, it looks like. Plebdo going to be playing in, or looks like they're exchanging some mutil. Barbed wire is going to be going down on that door there, as Gnomes setting up for that take entrance door. It's breached. Flash does go out.
Wallbang's got 90 ammo. He's willing to spend it all on a wallbang. But doesn't get anything done and only takes 10 damage himself.
Nothing really done, but Domsy getting a couple of shots on.
Lots of damage.
I think Merchant through that. Oh no, and he gets sleep.
Index as well.
Oh no.
Domsy flash now.
Oh wow.
Finds a trade. No, finds 2 pickups instead.
Just cleaning
up. No trade! No trade!
Wow.
And there goes the frag grenade on Plebdo to top it all off. Where is the cover?
Not there.
What happened with that X-ray machine? There was no flash for X-ray, no flash over to the lobby. How did Plebdo survive that? I'm going to clip that for my own purposes later, but I am totally curious about what Plebdo's anti-flash looked like that round. I mean, what was he looking at? He had that timed perfectly. I mean, he's just so good at that. He's just so skilled at maneuvering flashbangs and always finding a pick off of the breach. But I'm stunned because what we saw earlier was Gnomes actually recognize that and just flash the crap out of him and his allies and walk right in on a previous bank run in the last game. But we don't see that here. And now GB's brought it to a 3-4. This is not looking good. I think GB could easily tie this one out. They've got a clacker in hand and pretty good weapons and pretty good utility.
Yeah, no, it seemed like one of those rounds where you have a plan, you go in, and in the first 10, 15, 20 seconds, just there's so much damage already done. There's so many wallbangs coming at you that you just kind of forget what's happening in that round, and Plebdo takes advantage of that. and everyone is dead. But it looks like they're drawing a line here on the gnome side. I don't believe. Okay, yep. So there it goes. There goes the wall. Wall charge does get placed on that boiler wall here. Maybe
not good. I'm not excited to see how that plays out. That wall charge, it's like you probably are better off moving that wall charge up to here and then using this line of sight to cover the walkway and then have your guy diffuse from on the top side. If you put the wall here, you have nothing that the wall charge doesn't actually cover anything. It only gets a guy on the bomb, right? So you don't actually have any way to facilitate an actual like hard defusal. If they're trying to win by just sitting there and diffusing, I mean, there's so many ways, so many avenues for the defense to get back on them.
Yeah.
Maybe they're trying to capitalize off of the fact that with the sway and with weapon inertia, what that means is that players are going to have a harder time swinging on the bomb. But even then, I don't think that's really valuable in this situation. And I think the puck is getting removed because you probably see it saved for something else. I did fly all the way over into the defender spawn to take a look at their gear. They are pretty much stacked right now. They've got everything. They've got 2 Knacks still. They've got 2 Ingmars. They've got the auto with both drums. And another KRU. So they are in a really, really good spot economically because of that really, really strong hold in the last couple rounds. So this is going to be pretty tough for attack. They need to start bleeding some weapons out of the defense. Domsey with a tub around the corner, Plebdo on the other corner. Really, we want to be watching Plebdo here and seeing how he plays around that flash. He just tanks the flash, that's what. Oh, but Domsey dies.
Oh, they
check Plebdo? Check him! Check your corners!
Okay, he does go down.
Oh, thank God.
Does get Merchant. It could have been worse.
So distracted.
Corner.
Oh my God. Man. He's done that a million times and people still don't check. Factory close corner on a green door.
Ah, it's just absurd. But, okay, they have a little bit more room to breathe. 4v3, some damage on Shinhwa. Index goes down. Oh no, Kazo takes that kill.
That's a really tough angle to fight right now with that verticality.
Sleep. Yep, sleep. Deep flash out. Gonna push a Kazo back into that back docks position.
So bizarre. They've opted not to spend the frag grenade on the server farm, which means they still have one to spend in this round. With almost no flashes left over, it's just Station with a flash and a molly. They have to be able to kick one of these doors, but kicking the right side door, kicking the east door is going to be death. Kicking the other door is going to be probably death against Ty too. Why didn't they split up here? Why don't they have someone playing on the west side to kick from server farm into walkway?
Okay, well he gets the kick, no deaths, but
they do.
Again, 40 seconds. Around 40 seconds to get onto that bomb. Sleep.
A perfect frag on Dockle blow up because no one won't. Takes him
barely misses Kazo. Yep. Kazo is safe in that truck. Playing that long angle. Station's gonna walk right into him.
Sleep is now stuck
in
the little...
He gets through.
Oh, Sleep is back up.
Station, nope. Trade out by Ty. It's just Sleep. All right. He's got 3 players to deal with. Kazo playing deep in that truck, playing for when he gets to that bomb. Doesn't matter.
Once again, Sleep in a 1v3 situation. It doesn't seem like he really wants to engage. Sleep actually jumped into the little cubby here in the corner. He managed to get out, which is good, but he did kind of wedge himself into that silo, and I don't know if he immediately started freaking out or telling his team, "I'm dead, I'm stuck, just go without me, go, just go on without me." But it seemed like that was the case because they kind of just sat there for a second and went on without him. They could have waited just a moment for him to get up and then create some angles, but they did not.
Right, that's right.
Good job for GB for managing to hold that down and at least find a couple trades, particularly Ikazo managing to equalize it off of a pick boiler, but I don't know. That plan was weird, man. That looks like a round where, and I've been there and I hate it, but it's been one of those rounds where it's like, yeah, let's do this wall. Let's do this wall. Let's do this wall. This wall sucks. Let's not do the wall. Right? Let's not do this wall. It sucks. We're going to throw the wall. There's a C-store next. Let's save the wall. What's the plan? And then you don't have a plan for the round. So, you know, I understand why they went boiler there. I just really wish they had a different idea for how to approach the pincer and actually create a pincer through the green and walkway.
Yeah, well, looks like maybe for the best, saving a little bit of utility, breach utility for this last round here on this C-store. It's a quite wide one. I like wide C-stores. I think I've commented on that before, but
yeah, I think
it's a very wide lad. Sinister judgment.
You're essentially adding another dimension, right? Most of them are very square and have lots of like winding turns, so they're very good for close quarters and medium range weapons. And then of course the Saber tends to be playing that north-south kind of hold through the storefront. But as soon as you make it this lengthwise one, you actually open up a lot of opportunities for defenders to play different types of weapons. And it also fundamentally changes how the barbed wires get placed because a barbed wire is always 1x2. If you change how the map is generated a little bit and you start to create wider channels or even different size pathways, you're going to have more restraints for how to place your barb. So a good example of that is on this map around my circle right here, because if you wall charge this bottom section, you're going to actually blow up any barbed wire that's been placed right here. so you can't actually place a barbed wire here confidently. So you end up having usually your barbed wire up further north or something like that, which actually opens up the avenue of a teller's rush to go right inside.
That's right. Yeah, and we do see door charge and mall charge still remaining for Gnomes on the attack. Both going to be going down on storefront and arcade. They've done their due diligence. They've marked out a lot of danger pings, a lot of flashbangs for that back fridges position. This is going to be the round that they make this happen.
Yeah, it really has to. 4v4. I'm interested there because Ty just kicked down both of the doors in the bathroom. That can be a little trick as well because I don't know what the attackers think has been kicked. Also, of course, the shutters are open and Domsy does have a saber. He's watching bottom storefront. The attackers are going to opt to go north, but wow, there was a brilliant shot from Ikazo. He runs outside to land a shot, and it hits Merchant square in the chest. And another! Why is no one watching? Index, Station, Sleep? Station gets counterclacked by Ty. Oh my god, it's all going wrong immediately. 3v5 now.
Well, he does go down.
Oh, but Sleep uses the new DL.
Yeah.
A beautiful shot.
New shotguns in full action right there. Sleep, let's just take a little bit of a chunk out of him, but Sachi's got one more molly left to hold up his push. Mall charge does go down. Index and Shinwa are in. Sachi's going to have to try to take this peek.
Trade!
They trade!
Sleep is last alive now, 1 HP. He's got a DL12. He's going to swap it out for a KR. They know where he is. Ikazo's watching the breach. We've got Domsy watching the teller side. Actually, Domsy doesn't see him, but it won't matter. Ty's going to go for the flank. What a great play from Ty there, particularly with the perfect spacing so that the audio was being occluded from the clacker. They couldn't quite hear it from the bathroom, and Station ends up getting blown up. And
why is no one watching him after that? He takes the first shot and nobody is protecting Merchant, or maybe Merchant was just like watching that and he missed his one. He just lost it.
He wasn't watching it. He looked away from it. That was very strange for me to watch no one on Gnomes actually positioned behind that car to hold Ikazo. I mean, it's unlikely that Ikazo would peek again, but I mean, you have to just submit one guy to that flank watch. I mean, even though you're outside the building, it's still a flank watch. You got to watch it.
Well, 5-4, as I mentioned before. GB only needs 6. So they only need one more round to secure the tie and secure the series. Gnomes,
this is a match point for GB, and it is a bank map, and it is a situation where because it's their first round on attack, they have the potential to use all of their gear and win this match. That is very likely, and immediately we see the wall charge, door charge combo marked off, which is a hugely powerful wall charge because it'll blow up this barbed wire, and it will open up a gap that will let them play straight across here, cover the tellers, play behind some cover in bottom entrance, and the only defense against that is going to be, at most, some security bangs through the extra machine. That's not going to be enough.
Yeah, no, that's right. And
plan, actually. We're going to see the door charge get shifted over. Domsy's going to bring a door charge and clacker over to manager with the intention, I think, of going... Actually, no, I'm not sure what his intentions are. Nothing else has been marked, but I imagine their idea would be to get manager control and then maybe send some people green to go for hallway to security and get the button. I think the main idea here is that you can probably get a bunch of that button dealt with and then rotate through lobby, but it'll all depend on who's playing tellers and with what, and what they can manage to rotate, what they can manage to do off of a rotate to support whoever's playing on the east side of this map. If no one decides, and they might decide here that they don't want to hold button and that they want to hard hold the vault entrance, this could be bad because GB's opting for accounting.
That's right. Well, I can't tell. It looks like Index is looking... No, maybe not. He was standing on a little barbed wire here for a little while, and I wasn't sure if he's going to place that, but opts to not.
In loans coming through vents a lot, he'll place it on his east side, and
right.
If below accounting, he'll put it somewhere in accounting or on the vault itself.
Yeah, we'll have to deal with both here, it seems. Door charge placed, ready for the clacker on the hands of Domsy here for that accounting breach.
Right,
Kazo, Sachi, Tai.
We got a good setup here. Index Station and Merchant inside.
Oh, Tai goes down early. Sleep,
nicely done. He's getting a little overzealous though, but it works out. That's huge. He needs to leave and get out of here. That's a win for them this round if they can just play their cards right.
Looks like Shinma rotating back a little bit closer to Hull to be able to back up Sleep. Index and Station holding down that accounting. That breach does not seem to have gone out yet. They're probably playing that late
All
catch
Station
them
and
off
Merchant
guard.
have to do is find one pick here, probably on Plebdo, who's going to be on entry after Domsy clacks. He has Clacker in hand. That means Plebdo's either going to... Yeah, Plebdo's going to be flashing in. Close flash. Station's fully flashed.
Station goes down.
Index goes down too. Merchant finds
Merchant
one.
gets Domsy. That's huge. Plebdo alone in manager.
Merchant. Oh, no. He's going to get the pick.
Window,
There's Plebdo at 3 every time.
Okay, well, we still have Sleep.
Terrible.
Oh, Sleep goes down too.
Sleep is still peaking. What happened to Index and Station?
Well, 1v2. Plebdo coming from
no
that security.
faith in Merchant once again. That's it.
No.
That's going to be game for GB. Well,
That's
GG's
brutal.
to GB for finding a way, especially for Plebdo, for just weaving his way through players as he often does. But it just doesn't seem to me like Index has faith in Merchant. He's often in a position to get a lot done. He does his job, and yet they're not playing around the tools they're given. Index has to play far, Station plays the corner, play passive, wait for the barb, but instead they ran right into Plebdo and let him walk away with some free kills. I don't want to say that was Station's fault here for running straight into a flashbang. Index should have been able to trade him out there. That would have been fine. But wow, that is really unfortunate.
I don't know if we saw. It was Merchant with that auto shotgun, correct? Sitting in that manager position.
Yeah.
If he's able to get some kind of synchronous peak with Station and maybe just kind of divide their attention a little bit, so Pleb doesn't have free reign to just take individual ones however he wants, because that's where
I like what Merchant did in that. He can let one through, and people always expect that the auto is going to jump out on the first guy. So the guy in the back of the stack, which in that case is Domsy, if Merchant can jump out on the guy in the back of the stack, that's usually a free pick. They're not usually watching you very well. So I did think that Merchant played that properly until the point where he realized his whole team was dead and he decided to play a long range fight. He just sat still. Maybe he could have done something else. But damn, what a great showing from Sleep on that round. Amazing showing from each of the players on both teams. They all each had a great round. That was a very exciting match. Kudos to Gnomes for taking it that far against the reigning champions of this league. GB will go on now to play in the winners finals, and that'll be against the winner of the game that's going on our other stream, which I'm not sure if it's concluded or not yet.
I just took a look. It does seem that the game is finished. Yeah,
so that was Yakuza versus Kwakudama, and that's the winner of that game is Yakuza. So the finals have been decided. It will be Global Breakout versus Yakuza, and that's going to be tomorrow at 2 p.m. EST. I believe that's correct. So tune in then for the finals of the Due Process League Season 5.
Wow. Not sure what else to add to that.
Let's end it home. Let's say goodbye.
Break.
Take care, everyone. Enjoy the rest of the stream. Watch the VOD if you want. Take care. I've been Revenant.